Right. Nationals look like fun. Maybe that's what killed you. Nationals being fun.
Good Lord.
What?
That noise.
It's not me.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't for me.
Your icon was on screen.
I heard it.
It's not me. That's not me.
Can you hear the noise?
Yes, I can hear the noise, but that's not me.
That's called Ben. That's called Ben speaking.
It's not. Yeah. Hey, look, you sound crisp and audible, but it sounds like you're taking part in an interview, Kurt, and he sounds like he's drowning at the bottom of the ocean.
Taking part in an interview? What do you mean?
Yeah,
I'm not
you
speaking
sound
properly.
you sound like Skype, like audible quality.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It sounds like we're in a video conference. You don't.
What does that mean?
We are in a video conference.
He's crazy in the coconut.
We are in a video conference.
Yeah, but
do you mean my tone?
Yeah,
I'm speaking.
I don't know. It just doesn't feel as laid back. I feel on edge. I feel like you're going to ask me, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I bought the cheapest bottle of bottled cider I could find, and it's actually quite nice.
That's better. That's lower in the tone.
Is it White Lightning?
Crumpton Oaks. I'm not even joking.
Oh, lovely.
It's slightly more expensive than Alex's microphone.
Crumpton Oaks, look, see?
Is that a little finest?
It won't swatch me. It wasn't Tesco's.
Oh, okay.
The camera won't switch to me because everybody else is talking. But Crumpton Oaks, there you
go. Fair enough.
So Star Wars then.
What?
I don't know. Can we just talk about Star Wars this episode?
No, why?
I mean, we could. We could talk about how I just got completely smashed last night when I tried to take not a fun list, but I thought, yeah, I'll take TIE advances. So I took Vader and can't remember the other one.
I took all my X-wing out of its figure case because I want the case for something more important. So the X-wing foam is sat on top of a bookcase at the moment, and I've got to go work out what box I can put it on in because I haven't played X-wing in forever. So the case is now the home of my 1,000 Suns, and it's very happy in there. Mainly because I wanted to decant Menoth into a decent case. So,
I need to
taking these down a club to show them off to Damo or Rich Dean or
what, Menoth?
Yeah,
potentially. I have been chatting with Rich Dean about casters and lists and stuff for the last few days. So, yep, dug it all out, adjudicated the whole lot, all dug out, and
Amon heavies win.
Amon, I found that Amon isn't. I haven't quite finished him. I'm like, I was painting this in a cottage in Cornwall when my 10-year-old was like maybe 2, and it's not finished. Not finished. I'm looking at it. Maybe I thought it was finished then, but I don't think it's finished now.
Are you going to do some new albino Menoth?
No. No, my Menoth are red. You never seen any of my Menoth? This fancy Menoth.
Oh, this paint's leaking in my mouth.
What?
No comment.
I was chewing on a bowl.
Well, don't do that.
You?
So I do. My Menoth is reverse colour scheme.
Let's have a look.
Reverse albino?
Shut up, Alex.
Reverse. So as in red armour and white cloth. Yellow cloth, whatever.
Can you hold it back a little bit? A little bit. No, that's too far.
Actually, when I click on Kurt, does it lock his camera for everyone else?
Yes, no, but if I click on Kurt, back a bit.
I moved it like that way. Does that help?
That's better. Yeah, that's nice.
Up a bit.
No, back.
Left a bit. Right a bit. Left and down.
No, left.
Is that better?
Oh. Stop. Ignore the trolls. Just show.
I have ignored the trolls. They're in the cupboard.
360 the model. 360. That's nice. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you very much. I can actually find a really, really old painted castigator somewhere here actually as well. Where's that?
Oh, I love castigators.
Well, they went through a phase of being awfully shit, didn't they? But but they are. This is really, really early, very heavy old castigator. And probably one of the first models I painted in this colour scheme.
I absolutely adore the old Reckoner chassis jacks.
Yeah, the original one. I don't think I've got a Reckoner. I might have a Reckoner in the same on the same weight and age, but I love my Castigator. He was awesome in Mark 1, and then I think he's good again.
Yeah, he's all right. Yeah, they took away chain attack, I think, smash and grab, but
and 2 Sanctifiers. Sanctifiers apparently not quite as good as they were, but 2 Sanctifiers.
Oh no, you need them against Ghost Fleet.
Oh yeah, Magical, yeah,
and yeah,
lots of heavies, lots of stuff. I've realised I've got 2 full units of Cav.
What, Aaron? Sorry, Exemplar Co.
Yep.
I've got 2 units.
That might be 1, 2. I got 2 full units.
Yeah.
Also, hello to Byron, who's clearly got nothing else to do this evening. Some idiots.
I am buying a lot of men off, like second hand. It's people are selling it like.
I've noticed. I looked. I just put Google. I just put Menoth into eBay, and there's tons of it.
Yeah. I'm mainly going for painter stuff because I cannot be arsed at the moment.
So
most of mine is painted. So yes,
Mike.
Kurt, you went to a tournament, didn't you?
I did.
Excellent. Alex also went to nationals and then chicken net for the last round.
I did.
Standard.
Didn't he get curb stomped in like the first round?
He did get.
I did. I got Dunford.
Yeah. Pat turned up with Grimkin and went, "Wait till you get a load of this."
So we can have a good Grimkin discussion, can't we?
Oh yeah, definitely we can.
I've said something along the lines of, I've not played this game in the last 6 months, let alone played against Grimkin.
Yeah, I felt that was a bit mean on his part, to be honest.
I think that was perfectly fair. You deserve everything you get.
Yeah.
Says you who hate everything.
I think I lasted till turn 3.
It's not bad.
What did you concede on? Just the top of 3? Just like, yeah, had enough of this.
more.
I think it was pretty much the end of turn 3. I had nothing in position. The problem was it was a bit of a rude awakening into...
Yeah, we can wait for the actual podcast.
Yeah, should we save that for the actual discussion?
You know what else, though, when you're looking on these men off prices as well, because it really is a buyer's market at the moment, you can drive the price down on the buy it now stuff quite nicely. People are looking to shift. There are some people that are quite advantageous with their pricing that won't buckle. You know, there is a minimum unit of Idrians on eBay that is consistently reposted on there for £100.
What?
From a seller in Germany. I don't know why.
Optimistic. It's not the word, is it really?
Is it one of these sellers that looks at when stuff was last available and kind of says, "Oh well, this hasn't been available for 3 years, so it must be rare"? And
it must be. It's been relisted at £101. I'm going to put the link in chat. Six men. Munich 91.
6 men went to Mohameda.
I think it's now located in Israel. This is dodgy as fuck.
£101.84.
Yeah, I think it's one of those sellers.
Are they made of something precious or something?
Well, but from £9 per month for 12 months, you could own 6 Idrians.
I want someone to do that just for the comedy value.
I mean, Idrians are worth their weight in gold at the moment, but still.
That is their weight in gold, though, isn't it?
Oh dear. Right, nobody else get any ideas about men off there. I've got a few things I'm bidding on.
Well, I've got to buy some Menoth units.
No,
I want to put Kansas in the resistance.
Oh, they were. Where were you? They were like £5 for 50. Like, deliverers as well. As soon as like erratas and stuff, this game still has enough people that they can dictate prices when erratas and
you did see the plan for the cleansers in Mercs and how they work, right?
Yeah. Your plan is ridiculous.
Also, the other one is Daughter Cav with Quicken on. Yeah, I'm just going to run these models. They run 22 inches.
But how are you going to hit anything with Rat 5? What was
Rat
it?
5, 4 dice to hit. Drop 2.
Why? Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot.
Because Ashlyn.
Yeah, all right. So is there anybody else that actually makes them, like, who else is viable? Gaston, and we don't know what he does, do we? Do we have any cursory rolls? CID? Won't let me be.
I'm going to have to load up the CID website now.
No, I've got the PDF somewhere. Give me a second.
No.
I don't think Gaston does much for his army.
No one fights like Gaston.
No, don't.
All right, I won't.
Oh dear God.
What? It's a good musical.
Gaston, from the last look, could probably do with some more work internally, I think.
But having his insides removed.
Doubt.
I think just an enema.
So he spells a Dark Fire, Dauntless Resolve, Fire Group, Ghost Walk, and Lifebound.
Did you say Arsefire?
Yeah.
Dark Fire, you bird.
Okay. I like Arsefire, actually.
Oh, do you? Okay. That
But
Okay,
he's a ranged Warcaster with Rat 6.
Yeah. Striker's Mat 7. He never hits anything.
But he's Rat 6. I mean, admittedly, if you can get 4 souls on him, and God knows how you would, then he's ridiculous. Because his gun goes to Roth 4, his attack and damage rolls are boosted, and he gets an additional die on attack and damage rolls, discarding the lowest one. But you've got to get 4 souls on him, which is nearly impossible.
Does he start with a soul?
No.
Okay.
He gains soul tokens by destroying living enemy models, and you can potentially get them by casting Lifebound on his own troops and the enemy killing them.
Oh, you can't pick them up when his nearby thing's dying.
Nope.
What the fuck is
kill himself.
Lifebound?
Lifebound. Okay, it's a cost 1 control, range control, duration round, not upkeepable. Target for any living model gains shield guard. Where the target model is destroyed by an enemy attack, the spellcaster gains its soul token. Lifebound lasts for 1 round.
Okay.
So basically, you make a shield guard, and if the enemy tries to shoot something, you can go, aha! I gain a soul, and this dude dies.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, Risen. Can you do that with Risen? No, they won't be in theme, so...
Target friendly living model.
Yeah, Alexia. She becomes a Risen. That's how it works, isn't it? No. No, it's all right. I'll get my coat.
And you're probably best like throwing about 12, well, about 4 of them out into the halberdiers and going, there you go, they're cheap models, kill them.
That's not nice for halberdiers.
Gaston's, he's all right, I suppose. He's not the worst. But it's not particularly interesting for me because kind of most of what he does, other stuff does better.
So you're still on the Mercs bandwagon then?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Given that what they've given to Ashton in CID, dear God.
So that whole no one such and such like Gaston, yada yada yada, is basically bollocks.
It's bollocks. He's shit. It's like he was pretty shit as a
Gaston. I think once they've done a little bit more internal testing with him, he'll probably work. The biggest problem with him in CID was his soul collection mechanic didn't work.
And why is he collecting souls?
Nobody knows.
Of all people. Like, he's not Crix.
No. He's Leylis.
Yeah. What is souls got to do with the price of fish?
It looks like it's something to do with his gun that takes souls.
And he's not Thumar or anything.
He's not a family.
Thumar. Thuman.
That would be the...
I can't even spell it. How are you saying it?
No, it's the gun they renamed from Gypsy Kiss to Soul Reaver.
Gypsy
Great.
Kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, Soul Reaver. Okay, Reaving Souls. Well, okay.
Yeah.
But why has he got it? Why has he got it? Where did he get it?
He found it.
Where?
In the
That's
loft.
between him and whoever he's killed. Sorry, found it off.
Right, yeah. Nice.
Maybe it's some Crucible Guard weapon.
Also,
Ooh.
Benj.
What?
Benj.
What?
While you're here and while Alex is here, you
What?
can remind him to submit reports for the ETC.
Oh, Alex, can you do your job and submit reports for that
Right.
thing you ran?
Okay. Just hold your horses a second. No.
Okay, that's fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm still missing half my order. It's fine. I'm still sad.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to Bob, and regardless of whether or not I'd have submitted it, he wouldn't have done anything with it at this stage.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's that and the Welsh Masters. We're Waiting for PG points on.
To be honest, I had kind of given up.
Hey, I've got 700 PG points to spend.
Well, I tried to spend mine.
Didn't they expire? Or didn't they all expire last month?
No,
No, the end
No.
of 2018.
2018.
2019, I was thinking.
Is it 2019?
Yeah.
Regardless, I'm going to have my Cephalix army before then. So, because having watched someone play Cephalix at Nationals, I kind of want to try that now.
Why? It's dirty and horrible. Oh, that's why.
Okay, so he's playing Thexus with two of the Wreckers. That's the double sort of ball and chain monstrosities. Then I think it's 3 either min or max units of both of the different kinds of Cephalix and Drudges, and 2 units of Overlords. Playing into Dark Host. So Dark Host comes up. It's got the Coven as its Warcaster. Feats, and the Cephalix player goes, okay, my Overlords advance. They spray that dude, but you can't see him. I don't care about line of sight. This attack ignores it. Takes away like a good 9 or 10 of the Banes that are on the table out of the 30.
Was this James Hockney, by the way, playing this?
Yes. Then moves Texas up, feats, and he's left these little clusters of Banes next to clouds of fire and just pushes them all into the fire.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, so I've killed 9 or 10 of them, and there's another 8 that are on fire in your next turn. Right, guess I better move the rest of my units then. Like, what is going on here? And then you realise that he can also do more of those sprays by exploding Drudges and adrenal flood other ones so that they can punch cavalry in half. Like, oh, okay. No, this is working.
And then you realise that you hate Banes and you don't give a fuck about the Crix player. And then you're happy with life. Hey.
It was amusing to watch.
And there was much rejoicing.
There was. Crix can die in that fire that they get pushed into. That's fine.
Oh yeah, no, it was horrible. Then the Crix player tried to come back with a spell assassination and trying to shoot Texas down with the Kraken. So he gets one of the spells to land on Texas, at which point Texas goes, spend a focus, just ignore the damage. Kraken comes in, starts firing, and goes, yeah, I'll sack pawn onto the monstrosity, and that one. And that one. Keep going, because I can sack pawn to that monstrosity all day. Does like 6 points of damage, and yeah, it's just horrific.
Wow.
Well, you want a Juggernaut axe off me, don't you?
Yes.
I've got Fexus if you want him, I think, because I don't use him.
If you don't want him.
And he's base coated, and that's it. I've also got a shitload of monstrosity parts.
Were you secretly planning?
No, I just buy shit on eBay. Well, I used to buy shit on eBay. I bought Fexus because he had a gold card.
You bought shit on eBay, then you bought a house.
Yeah, I bought the house on eBay. No, I want it in a Pokemon.
Brick by brick.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just imagining you some sort of weird, like, strangely angled Weasley-type cottage at this point. Two walls are straight, and you've built it all yourself.
Oh, the walls are not straight. They are crooked as fuck. Like, literally. It's like, if my dad could have made this house, because my dad can't keep anything, like... he has the spirit level, everything, and even when he takes the spirit level off and he thinks, oh, that's straight, he's still at a fucking 90-degree angle or something like that. So, yeah, this house is crooked as fuck, man. You can, like, if you put, like, a pencil down, it will roll, or, you know. Yeah, you can have all that shit. I just need to find a jiffy bag or something.
Well, again, at some point, I do need to come over and visit, but preferably when I'm not falling apart.
Yeah, well, that's not very often, is it? I think
Even the last few weeks, given that I've been hospitalised, then had a doctor's visit, and the
Are you just trying to give up on life? Is your body
I
just
don't
like,
know.
nah?
The worst thing is I've got to be better because I've got a stag on Saturday. So
Well, good luck with that.
I'm going to Portsmouth to do
Unspeakable things.
two. We're going to do two.
Two what? Two who? What?
Oh, Jesus. This is getting spicy.
busy.
Yeah, there's one where you're trying to escape an alchemist's lab, and another
role-play
one
things.
that I can't remember what the plot.
Wait.
Oh, the escaping for stuff.
Oh, no. Right, this is what I want to talk about, right? Actually, this is the topic of the podcast. These escape rooms, right, they're the new cool thing. You see people go into them, and you see these posts on Facebook, and it's always like, there's always one couple that looks mildly either bemused or, you know, they're holding up the sign saying, we escaped this, and there's always one couple or one sad guy at the back that looks like A, he didn't have a good time, and B, everybody else shunned him and escaped the room and maybe left him in there for a while afterwards. Either way, I'm sick of seeing dejected people on these pictures at the end of people's like escape room. I want a room where those people don't escape, because those are the type of people that I probably want to keep in the room. Those people that do things like that.
Wow.
And that's it. That's it.
Welcome to Benji's rant of the day.
I hate those pictures.
This
Like,
parade was
Right.
brought to you by escape
Right.
rooms.
I'm sorry, but like the guy.
You don't
Right,
sound
let me find a picture of a group that just did one of these fucking things.
Oh dear God.
Because I know at least one fucker that's been.
Who mentioned escape rooms?
He did.
Mike's going.
Mike, this is all your fault. I hope you're aware
Yeah,
of that.
no.
It's all right. I'll mute myself while I find this fucker.
Could you mute yourself for a bit longer?
All right then. I'll mute
About a
myself.
year.
for-
I've got an escape room this weekend, and I've got a wedding the week after that I've got to go to.
And
so-
weddings. Let me start about weddings.
Oh,
No.
Oh my God.
Have you noticed that they're all about like two people, and you're stood around for ages waiting for food, drink, and these fuckers have to go through all these custom vows that they've done about, you know, the one.
You
and
don't
then all
have
the
to go.
speakers.
You are the most miserable bastard in existence. Benj.
You don't have to go.
I think this is now what you'd call a pastiche.
Yeah.
I tried one of the weddings because I'd never been to one, and it was
What did it
Really?
taste like?
it was just I don't know. Yeah,
Average.
yeah. Well, the food wasn't too bad. It just took a while to get there. And if you don't drink, how are you supposed to socialize with people? Because people are so mundane and boring.
That is a fair question. I'd say just drink.
I'd question how people cope.
Yeah, indeed. Well said.
But then you wake up with a headache. If
Well,
you do drink.
depends how much you drink.
I don't like waking up with headaches. It's a bad start to the day.
Where the hell's my avatar?
What?
Where's my avatar?
Of Kane?
No.
Well,
Bennett is resculpted.
it was a good guess.
It was a good guess. I haven't got as far as the Eldar yet.
Oh, okay. I really like
Bennett
the
and start again.
I really like the ray floors, the new ray floors. They look very nice. Or the new old. Well, I don't know. They're not that new.
I've got an old metal race lord that I found in bits in a bag that's never been assembled.
God, they're tiny.
I don't know. They're
In
quite.
comparison to the new ones, not the real
Are they?
ones.
The new ones that much bigger, are they?
They are quite big, yeah.
I haven't seen them.
Well, obviously. There we go. Why is there a picture of Godzilla drinking Dr. Pepper? That's weird.
Welcome to the inside of Benji's mind. We apologise.
Well, I don't know. Are we actually a podcast tonight, or are we just letting me actually ramble?
We were about to think about starting, and then you went off on one.
Well, I'm searching escape room things.
I really can't find the avatar. I definitely got one with Beggar's sword and stuff that I made. I have no idea where it is.
Everybody made a bit. Everyone apart from me made a bigger sword. I quite like the butter knife.
I've got no idea where it is, though. It's not in the rest of it. It's somewhere else.
So we're going to talk about the errata as well.
Maybe I should read it.
There was some big changes just to Haley 2, and the rest of everybody else was fine. That's it.
Yes, Haley 2 nerfed again.
Excellent. We have a link to it if anybody's got that much convenient.
Oh, basically a feat's fucked. That's what the nerf reads, and it still says underneath, "P.S. She's still perfectly viable."
Yeah, pretty much. Her feat's changed from everything in her control area to D3+5 models.
I've also learned it's now a pulse, where it was an aura last time, which I didn't realise.
She can walk backwards after doing it.
Yeah, which is more annoying, really. It means that you're not like an incompetent person and leaving all your models out in charge lanes and just go, oh, you can't activate your army. And now you have to actually maybe you can hold on to it and actually use it more.
Developer's notes is probably the one you want out of that, Kurt.
That was the developer's notes. That's what it said. No, verbatim what I just said. Literally.
Oh, the developer's notes on War Room?
No.
Oh.
As in the link I've put in the chat.
Oh, in that chat. I was looking at Facebook. Yeah.
I'm not going through all the Cray ones. Just because, no.
Cray is an entirely different model now. And is somewhat looks pretty awesome. Oh, well, I give up. I can't be asked to find these people that went to an escape room.
Hooray! So Benj, what do you think of the new Triumph?
That is also had a points reduction because that was the biggest thing.
Should we save this for the podcast, though?
This is the podcast. We're live.
Not recording. Or...
Oh,
you missed the welcome to Elite Cadre. The blah 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 blah.
We're recording, but we haven't started. So
we're live from an escape room.
Ben, shut up.
All right.
I can't find where you posted it in the chat.
It's in the Hangout chat.
Yeah. That's it. Just talk over when I'm going to start, Benj. That's fine.
Sorry.
No, you're not.
Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to Elite Cadre, the Horde.
Mike, we're going to start this anytime soon.
Too seriously, and I'm going to talk all the way over Alex because I don't care.
Yeah, but Mike.
Oh dear God!
Can we have a recut? Because I don't want that intro.
Hello and welcome to me slowly breaking down in tears.
Outstanding.
And then forcing Alex to eat, I don't know, a mouse or something. Pass.
We killed Mike.
I'm trying to think of anything that would, that's both useless and awkward round here. That's it. You can eat Benj.
Right, Repentor Warjacks. They're pretty useless. There's a lot of those on eBay.
Does anyone else want to introduce themselves, or am I just going to do a stream of consciousness?
I'm Kurt.
I'm Benj.
There we go. So we're back this week with interesting news in the form of the fact that two people on this podcast, neither of whom are me, have been to tournaments.
Wow.
We had Alex, who went to the UK National Masters.
With lots of preparation.
And then chickened out. Spoilers. And then you had Kurt, who went to a tournament in Exeter, I believe.
I did. At the Exeter Inquisition.
Excellent. So do you want to dice off to see who goes first, or do we have a volunteer? I mean, victim. I mean, volunteer.
I'll go first.
Okay.
So, in my first game, my opponent rolled a 3 for the starting roll.
Oh, God, you are literally a...
Nice.
Seriously. You're inaudible, and then you just tell the worst wargaming dad work jokes. This isn't work.
Well done, Ben.
I give off. Fuck it. I'm going to my escape room. Just watch that.
No. So, yes, I kind of got the opportunity relatively late on to get a ticket for the UK Nationals. So thought, why not? I've not played the game in probably the best part of 6 months, if not maybe a little bit more. What's going to happen? And not to go into battle reports, but my first game was against an unknown player, not really won much before. Mr. Patrick Dunsford, I think his name is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's quite
good. For those unaware of the UK meta, and I don't suppose that's too many of our listeners, it has often been claimed before that it wasn't Signal that was OP, it was Pat Dunford himself.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, he has had a bit of a faction switch. Do you want to go into that one?
Yeah. So he's playing Grimkin. As I mentioned, I've not really played the game very much in the last 6 months. So, that was
it's better that way. It's better that way in my experience, but we'll come on to that.
It was a bit of an education, should we say. But so combined Grimkin with SR 2017, it was a bit of a learning curve, should we say?
Yeah. I mean, just to kind of put a spin on this, I was one of the I can't even say press gangers anymore. I can't say judges because that's an official role.
Volunteer.
Let's just go for, I don't know, attendants, helpers, whatever.
I was going to go with victims, but
I happened to be there.
Participant.
And walked next to Alex's table just in time to see that, a skin and moans at some ridiculous PNS was taking out heavy.
Ridiculous. Actually, bona fide ridiculous.
And then, like, a gremlin swarm was just being put in front of the skin and moans so that it was nearly impossible to get to.
Yeah. Skin and Moans can cap out at, like, PNS 23 and higher. It's ridiculous.
What it's something like abuse plus their tokens that give them strength and arm, and there's another one as well, which I forget.
Who was the caster?
Child.
Yeah, and they have ridiculous threat range as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the child. With the child, she gives them like one of her war beasts, like terrible amounts of speed.
They are actually bananas, Skin and Bones.
Yeah.
I can attest to that as well.
Yeah, having seen a lot of Grimkin armies of the weekend, the Skin and Moans was kind of the real outstanding workhorse beast that they had.
But those Cage Rangers, the support beasts, they're not even like nothing. They're pretty effective as well.
Arcane Vortex is the most annoying thing that they have. They
hit nearly as strong as the Bronzeback as well.
I guess in the games that I played against some Grimkin just round a friend who was actually practicing for nationals. He did pretty well as well, I think. That was Ben Hampshire. I played against his child army, and he had two of the Skin and Moans and the Cage Ranger, and the Cage Ranger just whiffed all its attacks. So apparently Death 12 is quite hard to hit for a Cage Ranger. So.
Well, they're only at 6.
So needing those hard 6s. So.
But I mean, you do look at things like the Skin and Moans on paper and go, well, it's only got 2 PNS 16 weapons. I mean, okay, they're range 2, but it's Death 13, armor 16, speed 5. That's nothing really special.
No. It's not armor 16. It's armor if you kill anything in front of it. Bajillion.
19.
It's got to destroy it to get the corpse, or take the pumpkin heads.
Yeah, well, when you've got magical AoEs going in, destroying all those pumpkin heads around it, it was capped out again at armor 23.
Depends if it's got the cart or whatever it's called, the wagon behind it as well.
No, it wouldn't get them because it's got to destroy them.
Yeah, but the cart gains them as well, and
the cart can give them to beasts.
Oh, if you're going to play tricks like that, then yes.
It's hard to work out. The scariest thing about them is the Arcana cards, and when they play those, because a good player just has you on the seat of the fucking on the edge of your seat, waiting to see whether they're going to fucking trip up your army or no spells or.
This is all healed now.
Yeah, it's. And I don't know.
Now I have a war beast here.
Yeah, that one is fucking ridiculous. I can shit a war beast out for a turn. It's just there.
Oh, can you? How lovely.
Yeah, great. I mean, I'm not complaining. The faction is a complete breath of fresh air to the game, but
someone in one of the games that I watched tried to play the Shadow after countercharging into something.
Right.
So, like, okay, the large base thing moved forward. I've countercharged it. So now I'm going to play the Shadow, and I did have to explain to them, no. Because its movement ended when you countercharged. You can't play it now. It just... as someone who was trying to kind of ref all these games, turning up to tables full of Grimkin and going, I have no idea what's going on here, was just awful. And so,
Gets a bit tiring.
I mean, most of the stuff was fine because it's decently worded, but there's like one or two of the Arcana cards that you sit there and go, I don't know. I really don't know. So, anyway, do you want to get back to your tales of stuff, Alex?
Yeah, well, it's a good weekend. It's an interesting experience. I kind of, one of the driving forces behind it, obviously having run the ETC and having had some feedback, I kind of wanted to also gain a bit of an experience as a player of kind of tournaments again, 'cause I've not been to anything of that size or scale as a player in a long time. So,
well, I was going to say, I do remember you turning up at other UK nationals and failing to finish those as well, but for very, very good reasons.
I remember some car keys and a door.
Yeah. Concussion as a result of the door hitting me in the head. Losing my car keys was one.
Or then finding that you hadn't. I said, do you remember?
I had lost the keys, but the hotel later found them and returned them to me, which was...
Well, those were long enough ago. They were when the UK National Masters was at the Clarendon Suites.
Exactly right, yeah. It's wild.
Yeah. So anyone in the community long enough to remember those? Ooh, that was a while ago.
Yeah. So, it was all in all a good event. I went 2 and 4 and then kind of decided that I would sit out the last round.
You won 2 games.
Yeah, I won 2. Well, I went in there hoping to win 1, so...
To be honest, I think that after having like 6+ months at the game, walking in and getting 2 victories, there's really no shame in that, because coming out with anything after 6 months off is impressive because of how much everything has changed. I mean, I can't stress enough for people who are kind of a bit on the fence about this kind of thing that SR 2017 has radically changed.
Oh, it's a whole new war.
A whole new
It's a whole new war. Nice.
Well, what was the hardest interaction to either remember or going in? What rules were you unsure about? Because I've got the same issue at the moment that's probably stopping me from actually going to tournaments, is that I'm just not that compatible with...
I'll be honest with you, Ben. I didn't really think about it. I just put together an army list and thought, I kind of roughly know what this stuff does. Realised halfway through that some of the stuff I thought what it did didn't quite do what it did anymore. I'm just going to work with it on the fly.
Oh, okay. So you just dove in.
Alex pretty much did what my current set of tactics is for War Machine, which is I know that I can't remember what everyone else's stuff does. I don't have that time to practice and learn and get used to all the interactions.
Yeah.
But what I can know is my own stuff.
We're all sounding like a very familiar Welsh gentleman who says he's always said he used to do that.
You've said this before, and
it's not Byron, by the way. It's Martin, obviously.
It's Mr. Jenkins. Yes,
Jenkins, indeed. He's always said, "Don't care what the other person's doing. I'm playing my game, and they can do whatever they like. I'm still going to kill them."
It depends on whether you can ask a better question than they can.
Yeah, and on reflection, I don't think my list did ask the good enough questions, which is why I formed as I did. And I think the list I was playing kind of seemed to do quite well early on in scenario, but then because of the way that scenarios now work, they just couldn't kind of get over the hump, couldn't hold it for long enough, couldn't kill enough stuff.
So just read it. Byron doesn't know what he's doing half the time. I think that
well, Byron doesn't or Martin doesn't
at this point, because
is that Byron doesn't or Byron saying Martin doesn't, or both?
Could be both. Could be both.
We'll go with both.
That was very much specifically Byron saying he doesn't know what he's doing half the time, and I will kind of agree. Sometimes there is the whole thing of I'm moving models to places I think will be fine.
And then playing some kind of Yahtzee or something.
Yeah. If I get a turn 2 where I can actually roll dice, it's usually a small victory. You know, if I can actually position my models into a place which isn't going to just be insta-death for half the army. I just want to, you know, roll dice and have my pretty things do special things.
I think that's now called 40k.
That's what I did though. And I you know, I didn't go in there with any expectations. I didn't go in there with any kind of hopes or aspirations to, you know, I would have liked. I got wind early on that there was only 2 minions players, so I thought, oh yeah, you know, maybe get best minions and kind of.
You didn't get that, did you?
No, I didn't get that. No.
No. Okay.
There were no best in faction awards. So.
Sorry.
There were no best in faction awards anyway.
No, that's it. Yeah.
So you even turned up and you didn't realise that there wasn't even an award for the same in Mark 3.
Yeah. But there was 4 minions players all told. I think a couple of minions players obviously, you know, knew what they were doing a bit more than I did, so we'll leave it at that.
Minions are not. If you're going to pick a faction, minions are not the easiest faction to pick.
I think you can say that about anything going into a tournament these days.
I think minions don't really have an easy button.
There are easier armies to play with than minions.
Certainly. Well, like Signar.
I'd say Signar, Crix, Legion. It's sounding familiar already. Cadre.
Depends what you call easy. I don't think trolls are difficult to play. They're just tricky to win with. They're easy to play because they're quite simple.
There's a distinction here, Kurt, to be made between easy and easier.
Okay.
So I think those 4 factions will give you an easier time.
Okay.
You can still make a right hash of it.
Trolls are very.
You can definitely make a right hash.
I regularly do.
Trolls are very forgiving because they're tough, and you know, there's stuff that if you make a play, it doesn't instantly mean that it's game over if it was wrong.
It's not just stuff that saves the trolls. It's things like having all the stuff.
I don't think he meant that they've got tough. It's just they are sturdy and hardy, and
it's more about the armor, more about the defensive line and stuff like that. Things, you know, they have built-in mechanics as well as tough. Tough is fantastic at the end, but it's nothing to.
Units with shield guard.
Yeah, they're just they're quite hardy and versatile, and that you're not punished if you lose a unit of them, or your war beast can still do work. You know, you can still do things, but some factions, if you lose a certain unit too early or a certain piece, half of your game plan's gone, and you need to readjust and reevaluate.
I agree with all of that entirely.
Yeah. So I will say one thing as well, because Tim King, who runs the venue there, and he's a very nice guy, has kind of asked that people do stress this, and I kind of agree with him. The venue is the Element Games Northwest Gaming Centre, and it still, amongst certain people, has a little bit of a bad rep.
What, still?
Yeah, because they still think it's as it was when he was brought in, and it is absolutely not. The amount of work and renovation that has gone into that place is phenomenal. Yeah. We're talking every single roof tile has been, you know, either replaced or refitted. They've got some really good lighting in there now, so you're not having to squint half the time when you're playing. The tables have been replaced by ones that have got like underboard storage, you know, the proper height and the proper size. There's decent amounts of space when you're moving around. There's a good bar in there now. There's seating area for if you want to go and, you know, eat some lunch or something. It's genuinely a nice environment. I'd probably say it's still not quite as much of my estimations as
Firestorm.
South Wales Firestorm. But overall, it's, you know, top 2 venues in the UK at this point.
I think the only thing that I've heard is that the hotels in the surrounding area are still shonky as fuck.
Having stayed at the Britannia Hotel on the 3rd floor, I will agree with you.
Oh, I've heard some fantastic stories from people staying at the Britannia over the years.
So I will just point out, this is nothing to do with the venue now. The venue is great, much improved. One of the local hotels in Stockport is the Britannia Hotel. If you can avoid it, please do not stay there.
Are we doing TripAdvisor for this?
Yes.
I still remember when...
Just to point this one out, right? One of the times that I went there was a group of 3 of us at the front desk who handed our keys, and I saw they were all 30 whatever. Now, I know what this means. I know this means you're on the 3rd floor, which is in what I like to politely call the hump on top of the hotel, because it sticks up from the rest of the hotel, doesn't run the full length of it, and has one particular floor. So, the other 2 who were with me, I can't remember, we all toddle off towards the lift, which point, we get to the lift and they go, right, see you guys up there? Like, you're not going to take the lift? Nope. Oh, okay, fair enough. So,
That's not like
okay, you try calling the lift. Okay. So they press the button. And they stand. And they wait. And I have to point out to them after a few seconds, the lift's here. What do you mean the lift's here? At which point I sort of lean between them and open the door. And there's this sort of... as one of these old gate doors just opens. Then you have to open the cage inside as well. There's enough room inside for one person to comfortably stand on top of their luggage. It's that kind of lift. So they both managed to cram in, suitcases under their armpits, one up the nose. And they go, there's no button for the 3rd floor. No, there isn't. The lift doesn't go to the 3rd floor because the 3rd floor is where the winch is. So you can go to the 2nd floor, walk halfway along the hotel, and go to the stairwell, which is where you'd be going if you're taking the stairs anyway, and then go up a floor. So at this point I say, right lads, see you. I like to toddle off. Now, I am not the quickest of walkers.
I was going to say, without being rude, you're not the quickest at stairs.
No. I
do. Sorry. No, sorry. I have to... Mike, I've got to interrupt this story.
Go on.
Because I'm just reading the Google reviews. So, a week ago, 1 star...
Actually, can you wait? Just wait to the end of the story.
Okay, fine.
At which point, toddle off, down the corridor, up 3 flights of stairs, which, by the way, they creak. There are no 2 floors at the same angle. They built the building. They're not on the same level, despite being nominally the same floor. Comfortably beat the other 2 to the room, and they're like, we're never using the lift again. Because at the end, you also have to manually close the doors so that other people can call the lift. This is how good the Britannia Hotel is. That is but one of their amazing features. Now, to Bench.
No, okay, so this is the first review from a week ago. This place is awful, mold in the bathrooms and dust in the rooms. On our checkout date, we were woken up at 8 a.m. by housekeeping, blah, 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 blah. So you get, some reviews. Well, that's 1 star, 3 star, 1 star. A real glowing review. And then just a week ago, Matt Townsend with a 4-star review. Good, clean place. The hotel itself looks like something from the 70s, but comfy beds, some decent breakfast. Matt, you are a liar because you will sleep through. You slept in an empty army building. One of those urban buildings that they use for training. It was just no, it wasn't a barracks. It was a purpose-built German design house, with lots of...
One of the ones they use for, pretend assaults.
Yes. He slept in one of those on the floor, on a blow-up mattress, with his face facing out into an open vent with a blustering gale hitting him in the face, rain, all that. And there he was, snoring like a choo-choo train. He'll sleep through anything. So he'll sleep anywhere, and...
The hotel as well. He's saying decent breakfast. It is the only place where I have ever seen a waitress manhandle a customer by their face.
Okay,
there's a group of they don't have here is your table for breakfast. No. They just lead you through and go, right, sit there. And they just kind of put people next to each other, which is kind of, no, we're British, we don't do this. But there was one point where there was one family that had come in and a second arrived and they go, all right, we're just going to go and sit with our friends, start walking past the waitress, at which point she puts a hand up and physically pushes one of them by the face back behind the desk to go, no, I need your room number first. I'm just sitting there thinking, what the hell have I got
Customer
myself
service.
in for?
Well,
also, hottest at the ETC, like a few years ago now, hottest weekend of the year. We are talking like you take 3 T-shirts to the venue so that you can wring them out individually. It was so bad and so hot. Even with the fire escape door open at Element, it was just a nightmare. It was intolerable. Go back to the hotel. Those windows open maybe an inch.
Well, it's Britannia, so they have to have anti-suicide windows.
Yeah, and of course, because you're on the hump in the 3rd floor, so all the heat is rising into your room. And there came a point where I physically had to go over to the window to breathe the outside air because the room was so hot. It was only when I got over there that I thought, it's even hotter over here, but the air outside is cool. That's when I realized the hotel had left the heating on.
All right. Well, the worst story I've heard from the Britannia was from some other UK War Machine team. They came in the morning, the Saturday, the start of the tournament, and they were like, "Oh God, we tried to check into the Britannia. We got our keys. We were walking upstairs, and we heard some noise from the room I was going to be staying in. And we opened the door, and there were 2 people having sex in our room, and they climbed in through the fire escape. Some local chavs, were having it off on."
It's a classy place, Britannia. Byron is mentioning in chat the Alma Lodge is somewhat better. I will say it is, but make sure you don't get the room over the dance floor, which is what I did, because that means you're up until at least 2 a.m. because the floor in those rooms shakes.
It's this is where I stayed, and it is actually faring a lot better on the reviews. 4 in comparison to 2.8 for the Britannia.
The Alma Lodge, if you're not over the dance floor, is quite nice. The breakfasts are quite good as well.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I feel we've kind of gone down a rabbit hole of amusing hotel stories. Not that that's the worst thing in the world, because wargamers are kind of used to their terrible hotels because we're all far too cheap for our own good.
I like those Airbnb type flat things. They're quite good. If you're going for a weekend, Matt booked one for one of the first Welshes I went to. That was quite nice.
I have fundamental problems with Airbnb, but we're not going to get into that right now because it's long and tedious, and I'll get angry at people.
Are you sure? We're turning into a travel podcast.
It's okay. It's partially because there are rent-controlled apartments in places like New York. So what happens is they get rented out by people, and then they'll use Airbnb to break the rent control.
Oh.
So what it means is the stock of affordable housing in certain places is absolutely undermined by the fact that Airbnb just destroys it. Also, because there's no proper regulation of Airbnb, it's causing a lot of unsafe apartments.
Isn't there a lot of unregulation in everything these days, like Uber? And
yes, there is. And it's part of the gig economy. And frankly, the gig economy is something that needs to die in a fire, because what it basically means is taking all those lovely regulations that have been there since Victorian times to stop, kids being sent up chimneys and whatever, tearing that book up and going, well, you know what? We should all just flit from job to job every 35 seconds and just have massive neuroses about where the money's coming from. Seriously, fuck these corporations. Fuck them in the eye.
In the eye?
Yeah, that's my opinion.
I mean,
Lyft,
fuck them.
Uber, Airbnb, Deliveroo, all these people die.
Deliveroo are awful. They treat their staff. The staff. I overheard 3 of their staff discussing the fact that they had to put a down payment on their uniform.
Yep.
Like from their first month's wages or something.
But it's very specifically described in their handbook as not being a uniform. It is what is it?
Because that can be funded, because that can be claimed back and can be tax exempt and stuff.
Identifier or something like that. If you go and read the handbooks of something like Lyft or Uber, they are so careful not to use words like employee or benefits or anything like that, because if they did,
minimum wage comes in, tons of other things kick in, and so uniforms become fundable and payable and tax deductible.
Well, I'm sorry.
I have just had a message from Rich Dean asking if I'm forswearing using Amazon ever again. My principles only stretch so far. I believe it's called moral flexibility.
Oh God, moral ambiguity.
Double standards.
Moral ambiguity.
Yeah. Anyway, we should probably move away from my.
Can we review food next? Should we just become a lifestyle podcast?
Terrible
lifestyle podcast. Can we review some hipster fashions?
I'm definitely wearing plaid right now.
Cafe and you're serving cereal at £5 a bowl. Get out.
Gentrification.
Get in the sea.
I think what we do now is we should move on to Kurt's tournament.
Oh, hello. I did not stay in a hotel.
Wait, is Alex finished though?
Are you finished, Alex? Do you want any more?
Pretty much. One thing that sort of surprised actually, I was going to make a note of, is price support is always a bit of a prickly subject. Some people think you should have lots, some people think you should have not lots, and I don't think we're ever going to have everyone see eye to eye. But it did surprise me the way that it was handled at the UK Nationals, because everyone who turned up got a ticket in a raffle, and the way they did that was effectively just mystery boxes and bags, and called you up in certain orders.
Yeah, it was groups of 10 at a time.
Yeah. Just speaking words, not much on. So not everyone up in groups of 10s. Obviously, the first groups up got first pick, so invariably got the best prizes, and it kind of went down and down and down. And I mean, unfortunately, I was one of the last to go up, so I don't want to sort of look a gift horse in the mouth. You know, they didn't need to do that for everyone, but truth be told, I didn't get the best of packs as it was. I got a Legion of like 2016 deck, which is about as good as a paperweight. I got a packet of the minion tokens, which are okay, but I've already got the tokens for my minions. I got a Glimmer Imp, and I can't remember what I had, but I think I had a Talon that I traded for Butcher 1, because someone wanted the Talon. So monetary wise, it was not bad value, but kind of how useful that is and how much value it adds, I don't know. And then for sort of first, second, and third, which were really the only sort of awards announced, I don't know what third got, but I know second and first both got a ticket to the 3-man team tournament that PPEU were running, which I think is not a small value ticket, but again, it's not a prize as such. It's a ticket to another event. So it's interesting to see that, and obviously, you know, I don't know kind of how well that went down in the community, but
I think there were some questions of the price, but I think most of the comments were aimed at the exclusion of best in faction. Even if the prize itself was basically nothing, people would have liked to have, you know, had. Because last year we had things like the best in faction group photo. I think people would have liked to have that.
ETC, I mean, I did a prize which not a massive monetary value to it, but it's a little sort of color coordinated dice tray to your faction that you won best in faction for. I think it's nice just to have recognition of kind of achieving something.
Alex, we've had an offer in the YouTube chat from, I believe it's Terry from Wales. He says he'll buy you a pint for your Legion cards.
Well, unfortunately,
Pint of what?
it had to be a pint of water.
I'm sure you could stretch to an orange juice for you.
I was going to orange and soda.
Oh, I like orange juice.
Yeah. Well, you never know. I might start a Legion army and then use Wolverine.
Buy some cards.
But yeah, I mean, if I'm at an event and I have them with me, by all means, he's welcome to them. It's yeah. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but I think prize support could have been put elsewhere. And again, what surprised me, there's no painting awards at all of any fashion. Which was, again, a little bit surprising. There was no best painted faction or best painted army, sorry.
But were there armies... I mean, are we now into the territory where armies are still appearing in bare metal by now?
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
plastic?
my army wasn't painted, and I have no bones about that, and obviously wasn't expecting to win a painted prize. But I know full well there are people out there who... make an effort and, were painting in preparation of the event. And, to put all that effort in to have zero recognition, even if it's just, you had a fully painted army, let's put a extra raffle prize in for everyone with a fully painted army and, one person wins it. To have, at least some recognition would be.
But on the other hand, Alex, when you have a judge staff who's made up pretty much entirely not of painters, it's the UK National Masters, is it the right environment for a painting prize? Because I would.
We've had this debate before.
Yeah, I'd be more likely to aim painting prizes at sort of team events like the ETC, or more likely at somewhere like SmogCon / BonesCon.
I think we are coming at this at a different angle because Alex is primarily a painter and a hobbyist. I mean, not to say that we all don't dabble in paint, but I can see what he's saying. But I agree. Well, I agree with Mike on the stance that it's not really. It's more of a hyper-competitive environment than
we had the debate. Mike and I had the debate after a Ross and Y event, I think, where I went in and I felt very confident about winning a painting award with fairly newly painted white trolls, and came nowhere. And people who got the awards, I looked at their armies and went, what the is going on here? And we had a debate after that. I think we had a discussion on a podcast about it. And you're right, it does cause that issue when you've got that kind of opinion. But at the same time, I do still agree with Alex. It's quite nice to be able to have that.
Even just a recognition of a raffle, a lucky dip for those players of the painted army. Or,
I mean, I'd say if that's the sort of thing you want to see, then Bob and Pete, who kind of do run nationals every year, are open suggestions. And to be honest, everyone who's fully painted or has a fully painted list or something like that, going into a raffle for a prize, which might well be here is some paint and a model. I'm not opposed to stuff like that.
Bring back coins. Jesus Christ. I think that would solve everything.
Coins are gone.
I know coins are gone, but literally that's one of the best things about a tournament. It wasn't the prize support, even if it was an additional blister you got at the end. I primarily preferred the coins.
I think certain event in Cardiff has definitely set a standard with prize support that nobody else is going to match.
I mean, what I would say, and as an event organizer, I do understand it is difficult to do this, but do you put more money into, and this is something I'm thinking about for the ETC next year, and I will be kind of going out there and speaking to the community about their thoughts on the event, hopefully plan a bit of a shake up on a lot of elements. But would people prefer just a substantial door prize that everyone gets a thing that maybe you can't get elsewhere, and then there's not so much emphasis on prizes for best in faction or prizes for coming first or best painting or anything like that, and just rewarding players for turning up. I don't know what the best thing.
The things that I've seen from local tournaments that seem to be appealing are alternate art cards of the printed cards, because now printed cards aren't a thing. There are still people that I know that like those alternate full art cards. The PP has done some, but even like more intrepid people have been doing their own, printing them on high quality card stock and giving them out at tournaments to participants. And they look perfectly usable. They look like perfectly something like Privateer Press, but they're just something unique. And it was something I said to Ed Burrell at SmogCon when he was actually there, was like, I miss the coins. I miss the gold-edged cards. The stuff that's kind of collectible about this hobby. And we don't see a lot of that anymore. It's all, everybody's got the... Oh, sorry.
I think that what reminds me is the miniatures that were done for SmogCon last year. They're not official PP miniatures, but they're miniatures you can't get elsewhere, and it is something that's unusual. You're not going to kind of see at like a local event or something like that. That is, that would be, maybe something to consider for next year.
I mean, you're saying you value the sort of the collectible part, but a few years ago, Bob did what was pretty much the biggest collectible that I think they've ever done in the official UK National Masters PP pin.
Yeah.
And according to Bob, that really didn't go down too well.
Again, it's the wrong environment. This is why I'm saying the painting probably it's the wrong environment. Nationals is hyper tournament. It didn't help as well that they recycled that pin for other tournaments. Then it became a Masters pin. And only the text was different.
It's not the same pin, exactly.
It's not necessarily the same, but in the same shape and function. Still, you're right. He did something special. Again, wrong audience. I mean, prior SmogCons, when they were selling the pins, people were buying the limited edition pins, and now because they've kind of fallen out of favor, you see them on eBay, and I'm. Like, if I see them and I see other people are snapping them up, the rarer ones, because they do. There is a small. No, there isn't a small bit. There's a large part of this that was about the collectible side, not the tournament. So maybe it doesn't belong at nationals or big tournaments like that. But the Welsh is different from nationals. It's competitive, but it's also quite light-hearted at the same time.
I will say that I wish the Welsh had a slightly shorter prize giving ceremony. By about 20 to 25 minutes.
It gets longer every year.
Oh, Martin, that prize giving. It's really good. There's a lot of stuff there.
It's a whole different bar, isn't it?
Sweet Jesus, it takes forever.
But that man does no prize support.
Oh, absolutely.
He does.
That man is a prize support god. So yeah.
At this point, should we actually let Kurt talk about his tournament?
No, I'm quite enjoying this. No, it's fine. You go ahead. Go.
No, I'm fine. I'm quite happy that they're painting. That's totally fine.
No, but you have better audio quality or sound quality, so we can hear what you're actually saying about the tournament.
I've been playing some War Machine, despite the fact I'm not painting War Machine right now. I went to a tournament. I actually went and played in the club and got 3 games of an evening at the club as well the week before. So I've had.
What madness is this?
Jesus Christ! Who are you?
10 days. I had 3 or 4 games of War Machine.
What have you done? What have you done with Kurt?
I'll put it all away now. So I had I took the Trolls, and it was a 3-list event, 75-point 3-list event, but with a veto. So you could look at the 3 lists your opponent had, and you could veto one of their lists and go, no, I don't want to play Haley 3, although I didn't actually face that, or Haley 2, for example. So I had, it was a very small event. It was an Inquisition, so I think there were only 7 players.
To interrupt that, Kurt, sorry. I'd like to say that Haley 2 pre-nerf is easy. I played against her at the Nationals, and like when she's just left wide in the open with no Fury on her, with no focus on her, you can kill her dead easy.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Do you know what I found? Do you know what I found as well? I found that Lilith 2, the Veil 2, out in the open with no Fury on her, also dies when you charge her with a rushed bouncer. That works quite well as well.
I don't get what the about it. It's even hard, is it?
That sounds like you used some special tech there to get that.
Didn't notice the bouncer. Didn't think about the speed of the bouncer. Didn't think about reach. Didn't think about rush.
Oh,
Yes.
I've died to a bouncer, so fuck it. What was I going to say though? Could you veto the person you were playing? Because I'd quite like that rule.
No, and it wasn't. It
Oh.
was the kind of event where you wouldn't veto a person because it was friendly, kind of local event.
Well, they were nice people.
Yeah, generally. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't like anyone, so I'd like a veto everyone option, and then go home.
You could just not turn up, bench. That's the
That's
option.
what I do.
Sit at home in the first place, in your pants, watching breakfast TV.
I hate breakfast. Oh, unless it's Frasier on Channel 4.
Moving
Never
on.
mind.
So
Carry on.
yeah, so I had a fun game against Ant's Legion. I vetoed his Thagros list, thinking I don't fancy fighting two Archangels or whatever is in the list, fighting two Carnivians, because obviously brings the beast back.
You can't do the Archangel anymore.
Okay, not.
No.
I think the Archangel was a different list.
Okay.
So fought against his list with an Archangel, and he went fairly balls deep with who was it? It was the morphing, the girl who's like a mutant girl, but the second version of her. What's her name?
Bethane and Belphegor.
Or do you mean Absolonia?
Absolonia 2.
Oh,
Absolonia 2. And he went, got a bit great because he charged in and killed a bomber with the Archangel, and then I launched the Mauler at the Archangel, killed that, and then he retaliated with her and left himself going, oh bollocks. So she died. That's the third game in a row against Ant. The first game recently on the previous week was I won on scenario I was second player and I won in my second turn on scenario points. He scored me 5 points in my second turn.
Was he feeling sorry for you or something?
I know. I was looking at it going. I was not telling him what he was doing because you think I'm not going to give away all the mistakes. And we got to a point. I'm like, I'm going to have to tell you this. If you speed your the flying thing that doesn't shoot.
Sarah?
The Nerf. He was going to sprint the Nerf out of the zone. I said, if you sprint the Nerf out of the zone, you won't be contesting. And I think I score on both zones because I didn't contest the other zone. And I went, oh, by the way, where's Thagros? Oh, where's your caster? And he left the caster. It was Thagros at the time. He left the caster. So he was kill boxing and allowing me to score on my flag on both zones at the same time. I was like, oh, even if you do that, by the way, I'll score in my turn. So actually, I win in my second turn. He was second in second. And I scored in his second turn. Never mind. So yeah, I played him, and that was good fun. And then I played against Liam's Menoth. And there I experienced Def 17 Temple Flame Guard.
Oh God, you've been going on about them for days.
Yeah. And
TFG are quite good.
Sorry?
TFG are quite good.
They are.
If you have a buff like oh God's sake, Alex.
Defender's Ward.
Yeah, Alex is really
Sorry.
loud. What are you doing?
Rifling.
Your mother.
Rifling your mother. Nice.
That's not nice. She wouldn't like rifling.
Yeah, so they actually managed to hold up
Well, she's not complaining.
Get on with it.
They managed to maybe actually hold up my Mountain King, so that was disappointing. So I lost that one. And then I got to play Grimkin. I played Grimkin during CID. It's the first time I played them with the proper models, but I played a couple of games against with the CID. And I played against the woman with the floaty, smokiness, whatever her name is.
Dreamer.
Yes. Yeah, I thought I'd got two skin and moans pretty much banged to rights. Both of them down to almost no wounds, blah, 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 blah. And then, of course, it all starts healing and coming back, and I start dying. And it's just like, oh, my God. It's just gotcha after, oh, my God, I'm screwed.
It is the return of the gotcha, isn't it?
It is just it all needs to be painted blue because you just want to go woo woo woo. Fun police. It just sucks the fun out of the game. You're like, oh my God, right, whatever, yeah, whatever.
But they did say PP when they were over here for SmogCon last year. It's like it's a faction that is meant to punish you for what you're trying to do.
It does that.
So. I think they hit it head on with what they were intending to do.
They really did.
And the thing is, I think we discussed this before the show, but you look at Grimkin, and on paper you think, that doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
Skin and Bones, 2 PNS 16 weapons.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean the 19? What do you mean the 21? Hang on, 23? What?
An armor what? Yeah.
Those corpse tokens do stack quite quickly.
I did manage to deal with things like the Gremlin Swarms. Magic Bullet was quite good. I played what's his name, Jarl. So I did manage to Magic Bullet them with him and bombers and got a shot at them quite nicely. But it just bang bang. So that was
also one of the key questions of the weekend at National Masters. How the hell do you score a single Crabbit?
That was my game against Pat. You can get free Crabbit.
Because we worked out that at the moment you need to track which one is the free Crabbit, because that will never score you points. But the other two, you score no points for the first one and then 7 for the second.
What?
Yeah, because you don't get half.
All right.
It's because the scoring for multiple models per card is specifically worded for solos and not for war beasts.
Right.
Wow.
So there needs to be a change in Steamroller for that to actually work as intended.
Great.
So
like bollocks.
So I enjoyed War Machine over the last couple of weeks. So much so that I have put my trolls in the cupboard, and I've pulled out all my boxes of men off. And I've been trawling through that and looking at lists and looking at the themes, because I hadn't looked at any of it up until now, and thinking I might have a bit of a mess about with that. I mean, I'm still sat here painting. Spoiler for any other business. I'm sat here painting Thousand Suns. Shock. But I'm kind of I might have a bit of variety and a bit of men off.
So, just a quick question, and I'll throw this kind of open to either of you. What are your feelings on SR 2017, having played it?
I really like it.
Not herpes. That's not my answer.
I really like it as the third person who's also played it. But Kurt can go first.
I really like it. I like the way the zones work. I like the way the scoring works. I like the way that even if you've got the veto, by the way, on my weekend, the veto. I had 2 lists. I had Calandra with lots of beasts and a Mountain King. I had Jar with 5 heavies, and I had Horgle 2 with a big infantry swarm. One list got vetoed every single freaking time. That was the annoying part of that, is nobody wanted to play against Horgle 2. And I was like, what, my infantry? What? Ton of infantry?
See, I'd have sat down and gone, no, Calandra, no, take it away.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you would, yes.
I'm the only person who's allowed Starcrossed now.
As you experienced it far too much before you even had it. Yeah. It's range 16 Starcrossed. Potentially range 18 Starcrossed coming as well. I really liked it. I like the way it works. I like the way it scores. I like the way, I think getting the 5-point difference is a really good mechanic as well, because if you're really scoring well and you're dominating the game, you win it in the same sort of time you used to. But if it's more balanced, then it takes a bit more of a fight, which is good. I like the variety, I like the solos on the flags. I like all of it. It took me a minute to get the hang of which was scoring, which is kind of zone, but I really like it.
Yeah, Terry's just quickly weighing in, saying he thinks it's best scenario packet PP is done.
I'm close to that.
I think while the previous packet was good for Mark II, this works far better for Mark III.
Yeah.
It acts as a balance in a lot of respects for Mark III, yes.
Yeah. Because it means that, okay, you can still take your list that is your caster and 10 marauders. That's fine. It's a lot harder to lock out the game.
Yeah. A lot like creators might does kind of struggle in covering those zones, especially ones which Jacks can't score in but can contest. And you're generally finding that gun lines are having to get in there to contest as well, which means they're fragile, which means they can't just sit back and shoot, because they can sit back and shoot, but you're going to score a shitload of points in 2 massive swing turns potentially and just win the game.
Yeah.
So and the amount of play stuff with ambush has now, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because half the maps have zones within 6 inches of the board edge. Now, if you've then got troops coming on completely within 3 inches, which then have maybe 6-inch move plus their attacks on that turn, and you're going into back arcs.
Yeah.
Yeah, ambushing daughters is a thing.
That's exactly what I was just thinking of. Yeah, I didn't know that was. I didn't know that was there until I started reading the themes. Went Flame Guard, ambushing daughters. How many units of those have I got? Oh,
you could. I mean,
having seen the ambushing boom howlers, they are horrific as well.
This. Okay, fine. That sounds amazing. That needs to be tried.
Yeah, if you want to play Mercs.
All right then.
Ambushing boom howlers are Kingmaker's army.
Yeah, all right then. Maybe I'll never try that. That's all right. So Alex hates it then.
No, I agree with everything that's been said. I think it's a great leveler. I think it, like you say, it balances lists and makes those skew lists, you know, a little bit more situational and maybe not as kind of, you know, beat all comers. I think it's a good thing for the game all in all.
Terry has just frankly disgusted me.
Why?
Ambushing grotesque raiders with battle lust.
What the hell?
Yeah, there we go. That's a whole new level of filth.
Wait, so as well, with those themes that allow you to cast the spells on units, can that work on ambushing units as
well?
well?
They're not on the table, no.
No, so...
Yeah, you have to declare at the start of the game that that's what they're on, don't you?
Yeah.
How can they be upkept spells on something that's not on the table?
That's what I'm wondering.
Magic.
Is that a thing, or do you cast the spell on them when they come on? And
Jason!
Ah! Ah! The most annoying thing is, as well, for a gun line, is Krabbits with Shield Guard. They can go fuck off and die.
Oh my god, that's horrible! I did not know that was a thing.
Did you not know? Oh, I had.
But what do you mean? What is a little rabbit thing? What?
What do you mean 3 Reckoner shots just going to fucking little Krabbit thingy bobby? Oh, that was an awful game.
Oh, so they've lost.
Yeah,
they
again,
died. But the
people
big
who
thing
are unaware, the Krabbit is the 2 for 7 points lesser war beast in Grimkin. They're Def 13, armor 12, with Shield Guard
And boxes.
Yes.
Well.
And what is it?
13 boxes.
13 boxes.
Yeah,
they're like shredders. They're like shredders.
Just fuck them.
They're like shredders with Shield Guard and big ears.
Yeah, they're fucking irritating, and they can die in a fire. That faction is amazing, but I hate it with every fucking I hate.
You're now playing it every week.
It's really good though, because they're like taking every faction's like good bits and sticking them all together in a fuck you faction, and so you get good practice against lots of fuck you things. So it's good practice, but I'm never going to a tournament again anyway because I hate people, so it's fine.
I think I did suggest in the show kind of discussion chat, we should have a topic why we hate Grimkin, or why do you hate Grimkin as a question. It's like, I think we answered that quite well.
But I just don't hate them because they're what this game needs. They're a fresh faction of fuck you that doesn't seem.
Oh, you got so much with the alliteration.
Yeah, okay, but they don't seem so broken. They don't, but they are broken, but they're not. But they. I
will say they have one advantage over, pretty much the last new faction, which was Convergence.
They all look very different.
In that, I know, I can remember them.
Yes.
And know the functions of what they do.
Well, Skin and Bones is quite distinctive. The Cage Rages thing is quite distinctive. It's got cages. It's quite, all of the stuff is specific. I agree. Yeah, you're not going to forget the stupid little rabbit things. And yeah, I agree. They're all distinctive and they stick. What they are sticks. I agree. Yeah,
they don't look like giant floating dildos made of math and cogs. Fucking fuck Convergence.
But it's like if you see things like the Dreadrots or the Hollow Men.
Oh, the Hollow Men! Oh, I kill one of yours, it comes back magically as mine. Ah, I hate that recursion. They out recursion cricks with a CRA unit of dicks, basically. And the only way you can stop them, ambushing daughters to kill the Lantern Man at the back. And that's about
Why
it.
do you use all that ranged RFP you've got, Benj?
Oh, what ranged RFP? I'm running fucking.
Someone told me the other day. It's like, well, clearly, talking about Ghost Fleet. Clearly, you should just use all the ranged RFP in your army. And they're sitting there thinking,
Like what? Who's got that?
It's bad enough having RFP at all, let alone ranged RFP.
I'm gonna go look at what has. I know some things have RFP.
Some things in elves have got ranged RFP, haven't they?
Yeah, but not. What have my errants got? Fucking.
No.
You know what?
Magic bolts is what they've got. That's
what? Oh god! Don't this right? Going back to errants. So the spoiler has come out for the new errant named solo character who's got dual wielding crossbows. Now in a game with magical beasts, trolls, fucking giant satyr beasts, and all sorts of shit, the Men Off Facebook group is losing its shit over this guy with 2 crossbows. How's he gonna reload them? How is he going to reload
The
them?
answer clearly is one at a time.
Oh, that's great.
I actually think
it's not realistic. You can't do it. That's so good.
I actually think that this is why we can never have nice things in the world. Why there will always be famine, disease.
Are you going beyond the World War Machine into just general badness?
Yeah, just these people.
That's really great. I love it.
Just get on those Facebook groups and just look at the barely literate.
No, I don't want to because I want to enjoy the game.
Barely literate fucking clown shoes excuse for humans posting detritus at fucking terminal velocity until their fingers fucking bleed.
This is why we keep Benj around.
Assholes.
That's so good. Benj, that's the funniest thing said in ages. That's so good.
Sorry, I just cannot stand these.
That's awesome.
Fucking entitled man children.
How's he going to reload them? What?
It's just it, and apparently,
and we've just been talking about Grimkin, who walked out of dreams.
Oh, I don't. Grim fairy tales, 2 crossbows. No, I can't handle it. I can't. My mind cannot handle the shit I am seeing now.
Let alone bombers. You throw 2 bombs, and there's only 2 bombs on the model. So what do they do second turn?
What do they do? Where are they getting these magical bombs from?
Yeah.
But not only that, what I personally as well.
They can only carry 2, so surely they've only got 2 for the whole game.
But the other complaint that's coming out is also these people going, "Oh, I can kit bash this model as well," because it is an errant. There's nothing too massively distinctive about it. It hasn't got giant fucking annoying flags.
Well, the errant center shell, existing errant center shell, I think you can just turn into it. Yeah.
Well, you can do, but. Honestly, are people that skilled that there's been a lot of talk about like privateer models as well. People saying, oh, they could do a better job, sculpting green stuff, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, that model is perfectly functional, looks great. What are people expecting these days? I know GW quality in miniatures is fantastic, but really, it's still a good looking model. It still does. It's functional.
I would still say of all the companies out there, Privateer Press, for their models, are still up there in terms of getting stuff that looks appropriate, fits with stuff, and is visually interesting.
They are up there. But having
Games Workshop, they're never going to be, because Games Workshop are 5 years ahead of anyone else.
At least, yeah. And they are. It is that kind of having gone back to GW and bought new sculpts and new models. Yes, they are. They are miles ahead.
You know what also proves that as well? The fact now that when I buy a Japanese model magazine, there is now 3 pages dedicated to some of the large Age of Sigmar beasts in there, and special characters that have been professionally painted by Japanese modelers, next to big Gundams. They're properly recognized like kits now that people are buying for display pieces in Japan.
But the most amazing thing is they've got these flying charity things that are barely touching the ground. There's like 3 points of wispy, smoky plastic that are touching the ground. The whole thing's solid. It's not flimsy and nearly falling over. The whole thing is solid and structured. It's amazing Cadre and design work.
It's easy to transport. It's the complete opposite, ironically, of PP models, which are sometimes need to be pinned to high heaven just to even take to a game. I don't understand the old witch for transport capabilities, whether you're going to need your own
I understand the old witch for standing up on her own power capabilities.
Well, I mean, that is a product default, and they're going to need either to get those new legs or pin the fuck out of them. So, but yeah, I can imagine the frustration of buying a very expensive model and having it tilt over within 5 seconds and look like sad scrapjack. But I don't know. They're trying.
No, I still agree with Mike that the PP are right up there. They are. Stuff's still fantastic.
And until, but they need to get better plastic. They really do need to invest in.
It looks like Mike has just dropped from the call.
That's bizarre. That never happens. We could have just carried on though and pretend didn't have to announce that.
Well, we're not live anymore.
Why wouldn't we be? He doesn't control everything.
Right. Okay. Just gonna read.
Why wouldn't we be?
Can I just read this? This is a continuation of the crossbow debacle. Okay. I don't get how people could be missing the point so badly. We accept magic and dragons because they are internally consistent with the setting. Dual-wielding crossbows meant to be held in one hand is completely inconsistent with the setting unless he has inaccurate rule. This guy reminds me of all the rushed inaccurate weapon designs in Fallout 4. They're just pandering. Oh, blah, 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 they think it looks cool. And then someone just posts, "Shut up."
Mike's
Dear
already
Lord.
Oh.
He's back again.
Yeah. Sorry, internet's being a bit flaky.
That's okay. So is the Men-Off community right now.
So they were defending. Does that mean we've been recording the whole time, Mike? What's the score with that?
Yeah.
I thought so as well.
You'll keep recording even when I drop offline.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But we're not live though, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a live button. The live thing's gone.
There is one man that is maintaining sanity in this thread. It's a miniature in a game. Either play with it or don't. You are taking this shit way too seriously. Brattiest community, bar none. That man gets a good old like.
Oh my god.
Oh, I could just sit here.
I'm not joining it. I'm not joining it.
It's fine. You don't have to.
The troll one's nice.
Just you wait until like a model comes out that someone has some issues with.
Oh, people have issues with the new troll with the mason chain things, but they're not like slagging it off. They're just it's light-hearted. The troll forum is generally light-hearted.
Oh, I thought this one was pretty light-hearted, and then there's massive diatribes and people complaining about cheap crossbows.
Wow.
Oh, these people. I have in my head like this image of someone who plays each faction. And one of the Men-Off one is now perfectly formed. But I won't go into it.
Shall we have a quick discussion of the September dynamic update?
Why not?
Go on then.
Okay. So, as long-time players may be aware, there used to be a thing called errata. These have now been changed to dynamic updates for reasons vigorous jazz hands ensue. So, changes to the core rules. Assault has been changed. If an assault ranged attack misses its target and the attacker is in melee with the target, do not re-roll the attack against the model. It misses entirely.
Yay.
I am all for this change. This stops Steelhead Cav using the blunderbuss on the Steelhead who's giving them flank. Frankly, that makes my day. I need no further explanation. They give the sort of, strange excuse of it being for trenchers, but screw them. I don't care. So I think that's a good change. Also, makes some judging bits a little bit easier because you don't have to stand there and go, did you assault in there? Yes. Okay, we've missed this model, but this model's in melee with this and this and this, and this one's in model with these two here, and they're in model with these. So you're randomizing amongst these 12 models. No. Now it just misses, which is lovely.
It's a good change.
Yeah.
Working.
It's a quality of life change more than anything.
Yeah. And that is a phrase I know somebody really hates, as well as what is it? There's quality of life, and then there's spiritual successor. They really hate the expression spiritual successor.
Okay. Big change for. Sorry, I've got a helicopter in the background that's rather loud at the moment.
Is it in your flat? What house?
It is basically hovering outside the window.
Have you
Well,
committed?
what have we done now?
Yeah, have you committed any crimes?
No, but the thing, we are in the middle of an estate, so.
Oh,
One of the big changes, Cray, completely redesigned. I'm not going to go into it. It's far too much to cover. I know Rich Dean is very happy with where Cray is now. He's nicked countermeasure, which is just unprofessional. Give it back to McBain immediately.
I think you can sum it up as look at his horse. His horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Yeah, and that's it. And that's Cray.
Major big change, which means Nick may never come back to War Machine.
Yay!
Has been changed. So previously, it was originally it was a pulse. No, it was an aura.
It was an aura.
Models units in her control area, and they activated in the order she chose, and then could only move or take an action. Then it became no, Rich. I'm not going to talk about Craymore. There's far too much there. I've just seen the message on my iPad.
We could have the Cray-isode.
No.
Because he's still quite a bland character. So then
I quite like the model, and he's interesting enough.
I own 2 Crays.
Anyway,
why?
So that
What, she get the twins? So you get twins?
Yeah, I'm going to say the Cray twins.
Then the version of the Haley feature,
Never thought of that.
the order of activation.
Mike's plodding on. It's very impressive.
I am. I'm steamrolling the lorry where I couldn't give it down. Then this version of Haley's feat becomes choose D3+5 enemy models currently in Haley's control range. Chosen models must forfeit either normal movement or combat action during their next activations. Temporal shift lasts for 1 round.
So have we had a stepping stone down from everything in the control area down to this, or was it happened all at once?
Pardon?
Have we had a series of erratas to Haley's feet? I'm getting the impression that
This is the third. This is the second
third iteration of her feat in total over 3 editions.
And
Right.
this is the second change. Effectively, so.
I think this still keeps her perfectly competitive. However, it does mean that the Haley player has to be a lot more selective and tactical in what they're doing. Also,
Good.
it means they can feat and walk backwards. Previously, they had to stay up to keep things in their control area. Now they can go, these 6 models here, and then I'm going to take a step over here.
Bye.
Or TK myself backwards because reasons. Who knows?
Maybe she could dual wield 2 crossbows.
Oh, God.
What? Then she'd never reload because she could go back in time to when they weren't.
No, but she has futures. She has no. She doesn't have reload. She has future sight, doesn't she?
So, next up, or do we want to discuss that? Do you think the Haley changes are all right?
Haley, she's fine.
Yeah.
She's more screwed by SR 2017. Heavy metal is kind of a bit screwed by some lists and some scenarios. So
yeah, it's less.
But then as well, I think in an event or in events where you're going to have 2 or 3 lists, there are those scenarios where circular zones are warjacks.
No, square zones, rectangular zones are warjacks.
yeah, I know what you're saying, Alex, but there's a power level that she had previously that meant, sod objective, I'll just kill you.
Yeah, she's definitely gone down. I'm not arguing that. Her power level has decreased, but I think she's still viable. And I think that the point that she can, use her feet, cast her spells, do what she wants, and then kind of walk ever so slightly backwards, or even if there's no killbots, quite a lot backwards. I think that is going to help her longevity and
I mean, a lot of people consider the main issue to be with her, not the feat, but her interaction with Thorn, and whether Thorn would get nerfed. But if Thorn got nerfed, he would not be worth his points, probably. If he lost, like, reaction drive or any part of his shenanigans, like being able to cast while engaged, then she would be completely muted.
This keeps Thorn powerful with her, but takes her down a notch, possibly into, the normal super powerful tier of casters.
A+, not S, essentially. That is still what she is.
So, onward.
But But I bet
Onwards.
No, I bet we won't see her played as much now. I
Good.
bet Signar will see her drop.
To the
What are the
grid.
numbers like at WTC?
Well, that doesn't matter because list of submission was before.
Was
They
the
actually
announcement?
sent out a pre-errata warning of what was changing, but
Yeah.
without exact wordings, so that people who are going to WTC could alter their lists beforehand. So, which was nice of them.
I mean, how does
Okay.
it reflect in the WTC? Because there is that database of all the.
Well, she's still there. I'll look at the stats one second.
Did you not look at the chat, Alex? We were talking about this a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I remember talking
Anyway.
about it, but I can't remember.
Grenadier. That's got some extra attack damage when charging, and can also be reloaded by trenches within an inch.
Did it used to be base to base?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
So
Good.
nice little changes. Just makes it a bit more usable.
It only caps out at 2 shots because I think you could have more shots than that previously.
No, it was 3 shots total, but with 2 trenches for 2 additionals.
Yeah, I thought that had been.
No.
No, okay, fine.
I'll tell you what, I'll check.
Okay,
We'll wait.
I'll bring up the stats for Alex because he didn't listen to the team chat earlier.
Because
Can you
he's a
check?
terrible
I was
human
involved in it, I
being.
just can't remember.
Haley 2 still is the highest representative caster. 30 people are taking her.
It'd be interesting to see how those kind of win ratios come out. Because
Heavy
Yeah.
metal is the biggest percentage of theme. 75 people playing heavy metal
Wow.
across Storm Division 16, non-12, and 1 lonely bastard playing Sons of the Tempest.
So I've just checked. Manual reload was 2 additional trenches. So the number of attacks hasn't changed at all.
Okay.
So there we go. That's from the Mark II version as well. Next up, Hunter goes down in points, loses AD.
Loses AD.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it was shooting people
Right.
in the nasties in the advanced deployment area and even into deployment area.
well, especially as deployment areas had been coming forwards with some theme forces. I can understand the change. Do we really see hunters all that often anyway?
Only with Sloan if they're still trying that janky shit.
Which no one has for quite a while.
Hunters are still up there in the WTC list. 42 hunters
Okay.
have been listed, and that's
Quite a
just
few.
that's above 38 thorns. Wow.
Yeah. Well, the hunters are FAU and
Yeah.
only 10 points. So, yeah.
Mm.
I mean, I've always had my issues with the hunter because I thought that a lot of Signal players leaned on them when they were better warjacks. I think the Charger is probably a better warjack these days.
You just wanted to take it in Mercs.
I never thought I'd see this. 58 Storm Striders. Jesus. Fuck that thing.
Hunter's in a decent place, but I'm still not high on it as a warjack. Minuteman gained extended control range.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a 9-point jack. Got 2 per 14 slug guns.
Yep.
And Flak.
Yeah, and flat field. Yep. Anytime during the activation, so you can do it before leaping.
Yep. And leaping is a load of shit.
Oh, one thing that we did notice, everything with that bounding leap or all that stuff, the requirement on it that they have to be able to charge to use it has gone.
Really?
Yeah.
They're just going to leap like shit then everywhere. Whee!
Because there's someone going, hang on, can I do this while I'm under Denegra's feet? Right.
Isn't that a common question? That is the biggest common question. And wasn't it a decider of a tournament as well, whether one of those rakes could leap
Quite possibly.
under her feet? And apparently they could. So
Yeah. All the requirements for models to be able to charge have gone from leap stuff, which is really interesting. Also, didn't know Minutemen. This is how often I've seen Minutemen. I didn't realise they've got ID.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice cheap warjack. Gunfighter.
So they basically did it have AD before?
Yes. The only thing that's changed is it's now got extended control range,
Which is what the Hunter has. It's really they kind of swapped a few bits there, haven't they? It's quite interesting.
It still has.
It's still got extended control range.
Yeah, so you can
I
still.
know, I'm not saying they're taking it away, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Minuteman can now be used as like your frontline light jack.
Yeah, but you could, obviously it hasn't got that long range gun and can't quite cripple things at long range, and so it's a better balance. I like it. Yeah.
So
yeah,
but it's nice and speedy, decent mat, great def for a light jack at 14.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same as the Hunter, it's Hunter chassis, isn't it?
Yeah, don't know why we don't see those more.
There must be a reason why, and I think extender control will.
I think the existence of the Charger is.
Oh, fuck the Charger! Fuck it in its bottom.
It needs to go down to ROF 1 and Reload 1. That's all I'll say.
We discussed that.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Next up is Triumph. Reduced point cost to 18. Gains damage type magical on the heavy barrel.
Again, didn't have it before, I think. Years ago.
Possibly. Loses arcane precision. And with Siege, it gains boosted ranged attack damage rolls, gains dual attack, and true sight.
Yeah, so it used to have to aim to get arcane precision. It doesn't have to do that anymore. It's got
just true sight.
I think the magical cannon is quite useful now. So
into something like Ghost Fleet.
Yeah, I was thinking.
That's nice. I can see your Wraith engine, and I'm just going to boost a shot into it from stupidly long ways away. Oh, okay.
Does it still retain shield guard as well?
Nothing's been removed from it.
I guess so.
So yeah, it's a bit of a monster.
It's expensive, but it's utility in a lot of areas.
I think it's come down in points cost.
Yeah,
it has, but it's still expensive. That still feels expensive.
16?
2 points more than a Defender.
How much is a Defender, sorry?
16.
Wait, so it's 18?
Yeah.
I thought it had come down from 18 to 16.
No, Defenders are 16, Triumph is 18.
So it means it's got a lot of utility, but it's quite expensive.
And it only appears 6 times in the WTC.
It's never been popular, ever.
Yeah, but that's 6 times more than it would have previously.
Exactly, yeah. It used to be 20 points, didn't it? That was it. It used to be 20 points.
Absolutely horrendous. But now, things like dual attack means now that you can do things like charge it in and then take a shot afterwards.
It's pretty horrendous.
Charge it or slam something so that you're moving it away and then take a shot at it while it's down.
Knocked down.
I'll get knocked down.
Anyway, long gunners, reduction in points because they realized that with trencher long gunners coming, they couldn't justify the cost of long gunners.
They're useless. Carry on.
At 10 and 16, they can't be all bad.
They haven't been any good for a long time, have they?
They're terrible. Deliverers now beat them.
Really?
Storm Lances?
Yeah.
Ugh. Storm Lances. Their lance goes up to POW 8, so they're PNS 14. But they lose Electro Leap on their ranged weapons. Also, with the change to Assault, you now can't rely on the, oh no, I shoot my own guy and then Electro Leap into your stuff anyway.
Mm-hmm. And of course, they've added the lance roll to them. Oh no, they haven't done that, have they?
No,
Fuck.
That's never happening.
Never happening.
They've already said it's not changing.
Hashtag get rid of the fucking lance roll.
It's never happening. They've already said that one as well.
The lance roll is so stupid.
Well, I'm in a faction that doesn't have lance rules on its cavalry. It just has underwhelming cavalry.
You just have awful, awful cavalry.
But they're cheap. So cheap. I just want cleave for them.
I got
want cleave.
I got a bag of them. Do you want them as well?
Well, if you want to get rid of, like, you know, more steelhead cav, sure, why not? Trencher cannon crew. Gain AD.
cheaper, isn't it, as well?
No.
No, it's
Cannon
chain
crew-
gun. It's a chain
Yeah.
gun.
Chain gun goes down to 4. Cannon crew gains AD.
Okay. So replace the hunter with a cannon.
Yeah.
Do we really see these anyway?
I own one.
Do we really see them though?
No. Might we see them? Yes. Because you see more sunburst from the Menoth people. That's a good piece of artillery. That's probably the better artillery piece. And
the trencher cannon isn't awful. Range 13, power 13, AOE 3.
actually, range 13. Snipe. Put snipe on it. Shoots things.
Yeah, but you could put snipe on an entire unit, and that would be better.
What of long gunners?
No.
Brutal damage from that 6, however, not too bad.
How many times has the?
Actually, I can see the cannon being taken. Maybe not for 6, but
you might get it free in the tier that's coming up. Probably weapon crews or something.
possibly.
Well,
Trench
that's what
Chain gun-
Menoth got. They got that.
Yeah, true. Trencher chain gun crew. D3 plus 1 power 10s at range 10.
I once killed a Crix caster with one of those in Mark II.
You sound very proud.
Same.
I was kind of. That's my story. I can't remember much about it. I think I blacked out, and
Brilliant story, then. Brilliant story.
it's all right. At least it's more audible than your fucking conversation skills.
Oh, meow.
Oh, get a better mic! Jesus.
I think it's better connection anyway.
Oh, is he on his phone?
Probably.
Great.
Trencher commandos. Reduced in point cost.
Yay.
There's a lot of trenches coming down in price. And yet the main unit of trenches being taken will still be the trenches, just the normal ones.
I have 2 units of commandos.
You gonna use them?
I have used them previously. I've also got another bag of commandos as well. Do you want a bag of commandos?
Oh
I
my
think
God.
pick up a box of commandos.
Welcome to Benji's giveaway.
Anyway, on to Lattimore. She loses Electro Charger, but gains Veteran Leader Storm Knight. So,
Storm Knights. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that doesn't just buff lancers. Interesting.
No, it buffs. What do I mean? Silverline, Storm Lancers, Stormblade Infantry, Storm Guard Infantry.
Stormblade Captain, who's a bit of a monster, actually. That could be quite interesting.
But yeah, it's a good selection of stuff, and I think that's more agreeable than she was adding to the damage of electrical attacks, wasn't she?
Yes, she had some kind of like accumulator thing that was just.
Which, with her and a Firefly in the area, was just no.
You could just nerf the Firefly. Firefly was pretty obnoxious. Cheap. Yeah, as well.
The Lattimore's in a decent place now, though, so that's fine. Trench Buster, remember those?
Yeah,
No.
I got 3 of them.
So the point cost goes down to 5, but so does its speed.
Wait, it was speed 6?
Yes.
Wow. OP.
It gains 3 damage boxes to take it up to 8, and loses the smoke special rule from its Cinder Bomb.
Oh.
So basically, a cheap shield guard that's slow and durable.
Hard to complain about that.
Sure, people still will then.
Still that'll be taken, but it's nice the thoughts there. I did at one point see them in various places, but they seem to have vanished. I don't know why. Anyway, Trencher Master Gunner. He basically has a rule called Foxhole Buddy, which means if he's base to base with a friendly model that's dug in, so is he.
Okay.
That's it. He's pretty terrible. Unless you're taking artillery. Which you might be now. Who knows? He was pretty expensive as well for a solo.
What, the Trencher Master Gunner? 4 points?
Yeah, that's pretty pricey. And Signar, which is already premium expense.
Which has, let's see, Pendrake at 4, Warcaster Lieutenant at 4, Trenchbuster at 5, Stormcaller.
Considering that solos are generally free.
Stormblade Captain 5, Lattimore 8, Gibbs 4, Jakes 4, Journeyman 4. So basically, what you're saying, Benji, is you're wrong.
No, because he's expensive and he for what he brings, which isn't much.
One solo that's fewer points than him.
Yeah, I know. He should be fewer points because he doesn't bring as much as the rest of those solos. He's overpriced.
So he brings, let's see, he's got a scattergun, which is all right, but that's not his main point. Artillerist, if you got the cannon, it's all right. Battery fire. Battery fire's okay. Target for any faction weapon crew model. Could make an additional range attack during its activation.
Yeah, you're talking about weapon crews again, though. So.
Or high angle fire. Choose a friendly faction model. While this model's command range, the chosen model's AoE ranged weapons gain arcing fire.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Range 13. You're putting snipe on something better, apparently. you can't say that the cannon might not be fielded and then say that goes perfectly fine. Let's field the cannon.
But for 4, I think he's okay if you're taking
the artillery package, which we've already discussed is a bit meh.
Yeah, if you start getting a couple of those free, I think he sneaks into some lists.
Okay.
Yeah. Can we agree that's reasonable?
If he's free, and if you can field shitloads of those cannons, a bit like Cadre did with its mortars and its field guns, then yeah, maybe.
No more Cadre mortars.
Why not? What do they do? Oh, they hurt. Actually, they do hurt.
Yeah, they really hurt.
They fucking hurt.
Cadre's had some errata to stop Scrapjack turning up with the new old witch.
I was sad about that. I was genuinely hoping someone would do that before they did the errata.
Scrapjack comes with the new old witch.
Yeah, but it was a companion model, so it said they had to change the wording just to be.
Yeah. Basically, they had to specify which old witch it meant.
Yes.
Which is sad. I hope
Scrapjack is a separate card to the old witch.
Yes.
And the companion rule meant you could take it with the new one.
Which would have been... I just wish someone had done it before PP spotted the interaction.
But Old Witch wasn't legal at that point.
I know.
The final change is that the Mariner...
It's useful.
Now can be reloaded from within an inch.
Amazing.
Okay.
It's better than base to base.
I'll be honest, having played the Mariner a little bit in Mark III, it's not as bad as I thought it was, and I think that possibly moves it into playability.
I've never hated the Mariner. I've never played it, but I've never hated it.
It's a lovely looking model.
Well, never played it. Never played it in Mark III.
It's actually not bad. Yeah, it's speed 5, rat 5, def 12, armor 17, so basically a Crix heavy, but like with less defense. Range 15, AoE 3, POW 14 gun.
There you go. That's your daddy.
Good. Lash, Thresher. It's it's decent.
If it's ever threshering though, it's going badly.
Actually, no. I've sent it in on Damiano's feet turn. Because POW 20 Threshers are a thing.
Okay, but surely that just seems like overkill if it's just threshing infantry.
No, it's threshing multiple jacks.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I can live with that.
I had a pair of Mariners, and on Damiano's feet turn, I just loaded them up and sent them in. There we go. Just smack away.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah.
Mercs OP?
Both Mariners survived. And Damiano survived.
Mike OP?
People have been saying this for the entire of Mark III. I've been mediocre at best.
Mike is definitely OP.
I crashed out of one of the Bristol Steamrollers with a 0-4.
Was that just because you were letting people
That
catch
was the
up?
first one. That was the first one. I was there for that.
I played so appallingly into lists that were just grinding my lists into dirt all day.
Could anyone feel good about beating you then? Or were you just that sad, dejected person Go on and kill me. That's usually me.
Game. Actually, no, I didn't 0-4. It was.
Because I thought you did better than me. I think I won one. I thought you
I
won one.
won one game, but that's because the last guy had a completely ranged Scorn army into McBain.
I remember that because the only game I won was against Twin Waldraths, wasn't it?
Yeah, the guy I played, he had loads of Venators and stuff, and I ran my Kazi in, and I explained to him, if your models are within 5 inches of a model with countermeasure, they can't fire.
And he still tried to fire.
I explained this multiple times, and he still didn't get it. And the next turn, it's like, it can't fire, it's within 5 inches. Okay, I'll move on to the next thing. It's not artillery.
Countermeasure.
I'll stand still and I'll aim. You're still within 5 inches of a model with countermeasure. If you want to move, take it back and move the model. And I was just trying to give him every opportunity I could.
That's quite dangerous because score models are quite pointy, and if they're thrown at you, they can hurt.
True.
It's a bold move.
The ultimate insult was eventually he activated all the models that were within 5 inches of the Kazi, moved to the other side of the table, and went, okay, I'm going to shoot at Snapjaw. He's submerged. You can't target him. Okay, I'll shoot at wrong guy. He's submerged too.
I would literally then just walk away. Walk away.
It was so... It was just demoralizing to watch. Then, as like over 5 turns, the Kazi just walked in and went, take a point of damage, no tough. Take a point of damage, no tough. Take a point of damage, no tough. And just munched through his entire army.
I bet he made his day.
Oh,
He must have gone home and contemplated why he
The thing
ever
is,
bothered turning
he's a
up.
really nice guy. And he was at Nationals as well. Name's Stuart, I think. Really nice guy. But even he said, you know, I've not really learnt much of Scorn since they've been rebooted for Mark III. I'm trying to see what they do. It's like, oh, this is going to go badly because you're taking range into McBain. Sorry.
So Mike's story was he bullied a new person.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Made him quit the game. Those models are now on eBay.
Human being, I do not deny this.
Well, you just had to win that one game, didn't you? That one game.
Hang on. I came, what was it, second in the last, or either second or third in the last heat, so, you know, I'm vindicated. Although I didn't field my Magnus Assassin list.
All right, Magnus who? 2?
Magnus 1.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, Killbot's thing can go fuck itself. That is demoralising. Can you go that way? No. Can I go that way? No. I can shuffle about.
I love Magnus 2's feat because you can pick, like, yeah, okay, you can't move left or right, only forwards and backwards, and just line up all your troops so that you can never get into melee with them. It's just like, the only thing is, I've seen so many people move Magnus 2 all the way to the front and go, I'm going to feat. You can't move foot towards me or to the right. And then their opponent goes, but I can shoot you, right? And the look on the Magnus player's face as they realise how many guns Magnus is now standing like 8 inches from. Oh, this is going to be bad.
Oh, wow. Oh, that serves them right for being dirty Magnus 2 players.
And yet, for most of Mark 2, most Merc players said, no, Magnus 2, awful.
Yeah,
it's the worst thing ever. But then
well, Mike, you are reinventing the meta.
Mark 3, if you look at the WTC stats, everyone seems to be playing Texas and Osram. It just makes me sad that someone would play a Dwarf Caster.
Well, yeah. Oh, God. What is going on in the background of Alex's house?
It's clear. It sounds clearer than his speech. That's the funniest
I know.
thing.
It sounds like he's sharpening some kind of instrument in his torture dungeon under the house. If you got a lathe there, or a pestle and mortar, what are you actually doing?
I'm just chopping off a piece of plasticard, if that's all right.
But it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like I'm
Well,
listening
I'm
to
sorry.
fucking American Horror Story.
Anyway, just quickly, do you think the dynamic update's pretty much where it needs to be?
Yeah, it needs another dynamic update because there's still broken stuff. Keep them coming. It's good stuff.
But yeah, it's a step in the right direction. I don't think you ever get to the point where there's a perfectly balanced game. That's too much to ask.
I once just sold this game as perfectly balanced. I feel like
Whoever said that to you was clearly lying in your face.
Yeah, I know.
Was it Chris Cawthon?
Could have been.
Is they doing Hordes and War Machines separately?
I think it depends on the CID. So you'll get more Northkin stuff, so probably more Hordes interactions potentially.
I was going to say that the Northkin CID has been and gone.
Yeah, but they haven't implemented the changes.
Well, no, because that's for when the Northkin models come out.
Exactly. So then there might be a look at interactions on the Horde side, because not all of
There were existing models in the Northkin CID that have not had their changes released.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll probably come out with the Northkin then.
Yeah, it's the same.
But this is just War Machine one though. If you look at it, it's just War Machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because that's what I was kind of hoping and intimating.
Well, I think this one comes off the back of the Trencher CID.
Right.
But the Haley nurse weren't in there. That was a shock. There's a few things in there that were.
Yeah, the next thing that comes out will probably be the Northkin and a couple of other bits and pieces. Then the 12 models of Christmas.
I'm kind of bored of that phrase now.
Yeah, that phrase can go die in a fire.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to my Paladin on a big horse.
Shall we? Any other business, gentlemen?
On a big horse.
It's a big horse.
Why not?
So, Alex, any other business?
Lots of noise, apparently.
Yeah.
I apologise.
Are you grinding some gears there, Alex? That's what it sounds like.
He's whittling at a furious rate.
Yeah.
No, I've been doing a few bits and bobs. A few little bits of Infinity here and there. That's what I'm doing at the minute. Building some bases for Infinity models. L5R is finally happening. 5th of October is the release date.
Yep.
My friend
order my copy.
My friend tried to pick one up at Gen Con, and there was a giant sign saying, "We have sold out of L5R."
I was going to say, were they a very important gamer?
Why?
Well, because that's basically the only way to guarantee getting stuff like that these days.
I don't know. The queue was... A lot of people were quite happy.
That's the queue jumping thing, though, isn't it? Very important gamer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where you basically get let in about an hour early to the hall.
I thought that's people as well who were part of the show get to shop as well.
Yeah.
During that. So most of the good stuff's probably gone.
Well, a very important gamer was the point where the IKRPG disappeared a few years ago.
Okay. Well, if you've got...
So 5th of October is release date for L5R. I will be attending a launch event as well on the 8th of October.
I would really love to go to the launch event, except it clashes with the Bristol Steamroller final.
Oh dear.
Are you dressing up as a geisha for that, Alex?
I always dress up as a geisha.
Sweet.
Hopefully, Nick will also buy a copy of the L5R box set, and I can get some games in.
Yes. Well, I need to speak to John, but I would like to try and organise something potentially at Bones Con, maybe.
Ooh.
See if we can get some interest going on.
Looking to run a mini Cote?
Well, I don't know if they're called Cotes anymore, but why not?
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, just a little mini tournament or something, or obviously there's going to be space for open gaming, and hopefully there'll be a few people down there with cards.
As long as it's good, I'm there.
Well, have you watched any of the stuff on YouTube and the how to plays or anything like that? Or...
No, because if I watch videos of card games, I very often fall asleep halfway through.
They're not the most entertaining things to watch. Not.
You've got to have
Yeah,
someone with a lot of personality, and
Important
much as I love
video.
people like Covenant, I feel that they're not the greatest people to demo a game.
Okay.
Yeah, Team Covenant.
Yeah, they used to do War Machine stuff, but there was some kind of dispute between them and PP that's never been
Let's
revealed.
not go into that.
It was quite. Yeah, there's a thing.
I think that's best avoided.
I don't know.
Hang on. We're no longer press gangers, therefore we're not bound by that code of conduct anymore.
Oh yeah. What happened then? Spill the beans.
No, I don't know.
Oh.
I'm not talking about it.
Oh, do you know?
Moving on.
Oh, I need to buy that man some alcohol.
It's Kurt. You'll need a lot. He's got
Okay.
hollow.
That's fine.
Thank you. I'll take that compliment.
I've just been paid.
Ah,
For next week.
you're 2/3 of a pittance for the month. Was that a laugh or a cry?
Bit of
For
both.
both.
Bit of both. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. So, Alex, you all done for your any of the
Yeah,
business?
yeah. So, yeah, looking forward to the R5R release.
As am I.
A new gaming store opened nearby to me. Well, it's not really a new gaming store, but
They've unbanned you, is what you mean.
sorry.
Your band has been rescinded.
Yeah, sort of.
It's not a new gaming store, but I'm allowed in it now.
They've removed the court injunction. I can.
His photo is no longer behind the till.
Yeah, pretty much. All these things are true.
I'm just now thinking of just a really dodgy old till, but with a small Polaroid of Alex there, with an even dodgier stash and beard combo.
Yeah, he had more hair in it as well. It was just like.
Beard and stash
So World's
combos.
End's bringing to mind and all the
At the
pictures
moment.
of the World's
Yes.
End's bringing to mind with all the pictures of Simon Pegg, a lot younger.
Anyway, you were saying new gaming store.
Yeah, so hopefully get some games there. It seems like a bit of a burgeoning community there, which should hopefully. Well, they don't currently stock War Machine Hordes, which is a
I thought you were going to say there's a new burgeoning community that I can kill. I just thought you were going to.
He's not Jim Stark. Come on,
Okay. Oh.
Oh,
fight me.
it's funny because it's true. It's funny because it's true.
Remember, they're all monkeys, apparently.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Benj, any other business?
I think I've missed something here.
No, don't go there.
don't go there.
Benj, I'll tell you later.
This should be called the Don't Go There episode.
Don't go there,
Well, I'm not
girlfriend.
going to go there, but yeah, interesting.
I don't think he listens to this. So. What am I doing? I'm painting.
Question we don't know. That's what we're asking.
I'm painting men off. I was quite excited today by some video game news that the spiritual successor to Front Mission has been announced, and it has had a short demonstration on, well, a short trailer at the TGS show, Tokyo Game Show. Yoji Shinkawa from Metal Gear Solid character design fame is involved, as is some of the Xenoblade Chronicles team, as is a lot of people that I love in the Japanese games industry. The game is going to be amazing. I have pre-ordered it. No, I haven't pre-ordered it, but I can't wait to see some actual game footage to confirm my confirmation bias that this will be the best
Literally,
thing.
the only part of that I really kind of had any grasp of was Xenoblade Chronicles.
Oh, okay. Well, it's basically a lot of decent people in the Japanese RPG, tactics, and mecha world coming together to make a video game. And it's going to be on the PS4 and PC. And it's coming out in 2018, and I cannot wait. It made my day.
Well, you're going to have to wait, Benj.
Well, yes, okay. Well, yes, all right. Well, I'll have to wait. And in the meantime, I'll continue to paint men off at a very slow pace. Because I really
complain about them.
I love painting men off. I fucking hate playing them. But there we go. That's a nice balance.
Okay.
So,
Kurt,
Hello.
any of the business?
I for said tournament, I painted up a unit of Highwaymen. Trollkin Highwayman because I wanted to go fully painted, all 3 lists fully painted, so I made the effort to do that. So that was quite nice. So I've got a massive troll case full of massive fully painted trolls, and I've been continuing to wade through quite a large number of Thousand Suns, and right now putting paint on a Land Raider, which I think I bought a long time ago and has really early resin doors and everything on it. Yeah, thoroughly enjoying 40k, and I have been recently enjoying War Machine as well. So I can't think of anything else that's particularly interesting from a business point of view. Lots of Thousand Suns.
I have just noticed in the YouTube chat, because it kind of crashed on me. I might as well do this as part of my any other business, because why not? Terry's asking me to plug the Autumn Cup at Firestorm, Saturday the 21st of October. It's going to be a 1 or 2 list steamroller, 4 rounds. That's all the detail I have.
What was the date again?
21st of October.
Okay.
Also, there's a longest night. Oh yeah, is that part of their launch?
There's an all-nighter longest night event planned for the Friday night into Saturday with various fluff games and the Grimkin event.
You.
So I might see if I can make that, because it's my birthday weekend.
Oh, happy birthday! I don't know why I'm saying that.
Like,
Wow. Yeah.
Thank you for the
It's
thought.
all right. It's okay. I care about you, Mike. I care that you're unfortunately still a ticking time bomb of like medical conditions.
Yeah, any hobby time has largely been robbed recently with visits to various doctors and God knows what else.
Witch doctors. I suggest witch doctors and also apothecaries and anything.
I've had time to think it over and like to prescribe a course of leeches.
I was going to say daffodils, but
given that I have had just a week in and out of hospital with IV antibiotics for one leg, and then like the world's largest jar of cream for the other, and the fact that I'm sat here now with a heat pad on my back because I can't really move it. Yeah.
When you say like a tub full of cream, I do imagine like double cream. Like,
no, Ben.
Is it time we send Mike to the farm in the sky?
Benj, we're talking this sort of stuff.
Oh, I've had one of those. But I'm basically allergic to all of those kind of creams now. They bring me out in hives. So there we go. Lanolin.
In hive?
I can't have anything with
One
lanolin.
singular large hive?
Yes, I turn into a tyrannid hive.
I've got one of paraffin and one of urea.
Oh, in urea. No, urea.
There
we go. But enough of my medical conditions.
Just a word of warning. If you're using the paraffin cream, make sure you wash your bedding. Because apparently there's an ever-increasing rate of people who are being set on fire in their bedding because of paraffin.
Oh, great.
Drivers.
Great.
Due to smoking in bed, though, I feel, Alex.
Yeah, that's one thing. But
I don't think Mike smokes. I mean, if he did have a pipe, that would completely top the image.
It totally would. Totally would.
And a deerstalker hat.
I believe we've said that before. Yes, definitely would.
Maybe that's what...
I do not and never have smoked and never will.
What, crack cocaine or...
How do you cope?
How do I cope? With prolific amounts of cider.
Wait, Kurt, are you a smoker?
No, I've never been a 20 a day, but I'm not going to turn around and say I've never smoked.
I used to like smoking, but then...
I do like smoke. I don't want to anymore, but I have enjoyed it. I've never 20 a day, ever.
Wait, that just means you're...
As Benj, in his hobby section, had video games, I'm going to sort of wheel one out. I picked up Samus Returns for the 3DS. It's really good.
Okay.
It's not as good as Super Metroid, which will be arriving on my SNES Mini whenever that gets here.
I could definitely lower the gaming tone if you like. I bought a game. I bought Super Mario 8.
Okay.
You mean Mario Kart 8?
Yeah, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, well, you just ruined that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's cool.
Anyway, is another M as bad as people say it is? Mike, go.
The story sections are pretty bad. really bad, but the gameplay is quite fun.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Really all there is to it.
Thanks for that.
Actually, I can also go into Mike and Kurt's film hour.
What? You had a film hour?
Well, I watched.
Where have you been, Benj?
Oh, I don't know.
What did you watch?
I've been with you in
Hail
the
Caesar.
underground sex dungeon.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet.
Hail Caesar is not the film you think it is.
Oh no, I'm aware that it's not, but I still haven't seen it. I'm aware of what it's not.
Was that with George Clooney and the Coen brothers?
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's really good, quite entertaining. Very Coen brothers.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much about a couple of days in the life of one studio executive and all the people he interacts with. It's got a great cast, and it's a pretty fun ride.
I mean, you can't say that for every Coen brothers movie, because after Inside Llewellyn Davis, I just wanted to shoot myself multiple times in the forehead with a revolver.
I also, over the weekend, watched Rushmore.
Oh, yes, that is a classic movie. I bought that on DVD for £3 recently.
I bought it on Google Play.
Well, aren't you just amazing?
Because it was
Modern, I think the word is.
That movie is absolute soundtrack, dialogue, characters.
Wes Anderson is a really weird director, but I find something very compelling about his films.
Yeah, that means you're a pretentious arse, according to everyone else in the world, if you say
That's
you like
fine.
Wes Anderson movies.
I have no problem with being seen as a pretentious asshole.
Because
I'll just point out that Rushmore on my list in Google Play is between Rise of the Planet of the Apes and Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
interesting combination.
Well, it's alphabetical.
Have you seen Life Aquatic?
I can't stand. I can't watch Life Aquatic. I've tried.
You couldn't get Life Aquatic in HD on disc in the UK, but Google Play has it in HD, so I bought it on there to watch.
Why can't you stand it?
I've tried watching it a couple of times. I have to turn it off. I can't watch it.
Really?
I just can't stand it. I don't find it funny. I don't get it.
Royal Tenenbaums.
That's all right.
So I don't get this.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the Royal Tenenbaums yet because it doesn't. The Life Aquatic I really loved it. I got it. It wasn't that kind of humor though, Kurt. It wasn't It wasn't totally slapstick. It wasn't. I don't know. It's just
the best Wes Anderson I've seen is still Grand Budapest Hotel.
That's really good. I love that.
Yeah.
That I love.
What?
Just the really vivid colours and the way he changes the framing depending
very
on
much
when you're looking at it,
and the time frame and stuff, and when they move forward and backwards in time and stuff is very clever like that. Yeah.
I love that film to pieces.
I did watch It. I did watch the new It. I'm a big fan of It. The original ending of the original book and the original miniseries is disappointing, but I still love it because the story before the ending is really good. But what's the new one? And it's half the story. So that I've already heard that they're talking about a sequel, and they've pretty much done half the book, which is quite interesting.
Actually, there is a link between Rushmore and Scott
Jason Schwartzman?
Yeah, there you go. So kind of sits there quite nicely, actually.
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim as well. I've watched that a lot frequently.
Yeah, but that gets annoying after a while.
Oh, I find that repetitively watchable.
The first time I watched it, I was very underwhelmed. I thought, oh, that wasn't very good.
I think it's.
But then the second time and afterwards that I've watched it, I've really enjoyed it.
I love it. I loved it from the start. I wonder if it has a kind of a growing up in the '80s kind of thing going on without really stating it.
No, I enjoyed it on a normal level, but I actually found it quite depressing.
I love it. It's awesome.
But then again, I don't know. It just feels a bit. His character he's actually an asshole.
Scott.
Yeah, Scott is.
That's one of the major.
But not a lot of people see that. A lot of people go, "Oh yeah, I kind of identify."
One of the major plot points of the comic.
Dating a high schooler.
Yeah, one of the major plot points of the comic, as far as I can remember it, is the fact that about 3/4 of the way through, he reveals to someone else. It's like, no, this is all just in my head. Everything that is weird in my life is just stuff I'm using as an excuse to be a terrible human being.
Yeah, I go with that.
Interestingly,
once you have that, it's like a massive reveal, and it's just kind of a throwaway line. But it just makes you think, what a shitty human being you are. Because you're basically using this as an excuse to beat people up, ignore people, and just be this social...
But that's also most people.
But
how most people act.
But the movie lets him get away with that. In the end, he's still an asshole. In the end...
Well, he gets his happy ending in both versions. Or rather, him and Ramona both get the person they deserve.
Mm.
Because neither of them is a particularly great human being.
Yeah.
But arguably, they're both a fit for each other.
Yeah, but in the movie, they tried to give him some strange redemption thing, and it doesn't really work. They're both assholes still.
In the original ending where he went off with knives.
Oh. Okay.
They refit the original ending. He went off with knives and left Ramona, and they had to refilm it.
That's not good. I wasn't aware of that.
They took it to. It's because the ending was filmed before the end of the comic, and they took it to test audiences, and they went, "What the hell is this? Take it away." But after it was refilmed, it was fine. So,
I love it. I've watched it loads. I've lost count how many times I've watched that film, and I really love it.
Yeah, no, it's a good film.
It's a good late night. It's a good late night watch.
I'll actually send you my full list of stuff that I've bought on Google Play over the last couple of months.
I watched The Social Network again for the 19th billionth time, but I haven't.
I've got that to watch.
I've watched it. I don't want to watch it again, but I've watched it.
It's one of those ones I can watch. I watch Fincher movies all the time.
Oh, I love Fincher generally, but
that and Zodiac. I watch those too.
Oh God!
What?
Zodiac.
Zodiac is good.
I can't stand Zodiac.
Why can't you stand it? What is wrong with Zodiac?
Dull.
It's not dull. It's
that's the Robert Downey Jr. thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it actually ramps up the tension really fucking well. By the time
I didn't feel a single bit of tension in that movie.
Okay.
I liked it.
No,
but I haven't watched it again. So now you mentioned it. I'm like, oh, maybe I will watch that again.
What? It's got all the hallmarks of a really good detective case. It's based on a real case. It's believable. Anyway, Star Wars Rebels Season 4 is coming out soon.
Is it? I wasn't aware of that.
Very soon. October 16th.
Ooh. I better finish 3. I haven't finished 3, I don't think.
No, neither have I. But,
what?
Just on the subject of imagination and children's things. I don't know, Kurt, you may have seen this.
Is this... Okay, come on.
The film Boss Baby. It's not a good film.
I've not seen it. I don't want to.
I'm saying that. It is not a good film.
I've not seen it. I don't want to.
However, watching it's very weird, and he's slightly more interesting if you kind of come to the conclusion that I have, that this whole film is set in the mind of this child.
Which child?
The film basically is about a young boy with an active imagination.
Yeah.
Who gets a baby brother, and this baby brother isn't really, well, he is a baby, but he's actually the head of a company called Baby Corp, which is where babies come from, and they've got wind that
Spoilers.
Spoiler alert. Puppy Corp is going to release this his puppy. It's very convoluted. It's very bizarre, but. Yeah, it's but then if there's lots of signs, and I kind of, as soon as I was watching it, thinking, they're going to reveal it's on his head at the end of the film, but then they don't. It's kind of a little bit weird, and I don't know, but yeah, don't watch it.
And in the mind of the little boy.
Mike, I've got to say your list is quite. I'm going to say, don't take offense to this, but a bit bland.
Okay.
It doesn't. I mean, there's a few.
I'll hold him down.
There's a few things on there that, like, I'd say, yeah, okay, but there's nothing like outrageous. There's nothing like. There's no like. I don't know. It just seems so Hollywood.
Yeah, it's a list of films, Benj.
I want to go watch Mother.
I want to go watch that, but there's no. I don't know. I've just looked at some of the movies that I've got in my to watch pile, and I've got Kurosawa fucking samurai films. I've got Dune.
But I've seen all those things. Yeah, I've watched those.
I know, but I just expected something. I don't know.
Dune, really?
I
Yeah.
love Dune. I'm not. Let's not have a Dune argument, but I love Dune. Dune's Lynch as well, so I'm like,
Yeah,
Dune.
I love Dune. The book and the audiobook are fantastic.
I like the David Lynch film. It's even better when you come back to it after watching lots of other Lynch and go, oh my god, all the Lynch actors are in it, all the Lynch feels in it.
It's got Sting in it too.
And if you try and watch the miniseries is fine until you notice that all the desert scenes are filmed in a sandpit 6 foot square with a curtain that moves.
That's pretty.
And once you've seen the moving curtain, you can't unsee it.
I'm never going to watch that. Please don't let me ever see that, because it will just.
It's quite well done. The characters are well drawn and stuff. But once you see that the desert is a sandbox in a studio with a curtain that moves, you can't unsee it.
Okay.
The problem I will always have with Dune is that I read the book first, and it was one of those books that I don't want to say it changes your life, but it changed how I saw sci-fi afterwards.
Yeah.
I don't ever get that from the books though. So
tell you what I'm looking forward to in similar vein is this series of Philip K. Dick short stories.
On Channel 4.
I'm not sure where it's on actually.
Yeah, it's the ones I think it's the ones that they're producing because they couldn't get Black Mirror and it went to Netflix.
Oh yeah, Black Mirror went to Netflix. Yeah, did you?
Oh, Black Mirror, I think, is the most overrated.
Oh no, I love Black Mirror. I really like it.
It's so overrated. Like, it's like everyone's like, "Oh, these things are so like, social hot topics and stuff like this," and it's just a load of bollocks.
Well,
I
Charlie Brooker wouldn't say those things.
What story are you watching? Some are better than others.
They are, but Charlie Brooker wouldn't admit to any of those things you just described.
Charlie Brooker.
Certainly.
Well, it's his thing, isn't it?
The last episode I watched, because I've not watched all of Black Mirror yet.
I have.
The last one I watched where it was the woman's husband had died.
Oh, oh my god, that's creepy as hell with Donald Gleason. Oh
yes.
my god.
And the thing is, for the time scale they give, it's kind of believable.
Yeah.
But it's really creepy and
it is
ethically murky.
It is.
Well, okay, I watched the mobile phone one, and I'm already a fucking despiser of the fucking mobile phone zombie culture, and you had people going on about it, like just going, "Oh yeah, really, it has some message about our society and how we're always, online and stuff," and then they just delve back into their phones, and it was just like, well, that was completely fucking pointless then, wasn't it? It's just like any sort of like subtle nuance or social commentary. It's just such a slap in your face that you people are like, they're taken aback.
2 steps away from using the word sheeple.
Well, it really does feel like that.
Mike, 10 Cloverfield Lane is really, really good.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
I watched that film. It was tense.
Well, I didn't know what it was. I've avoided it because it's called Cloverfield, and I was like, well, I really like the Cloverfield film, and I didn't realise it's the spiritual successor.
No, it's got nothing to do with... Okay, right.
It's not...
FYI...
It does have something to do with it, but it was a rewrite at the end.
Yes, it was
yes.
right at the end.
Yeah, it's called The Bunker, wasn't it? But when J.J. Abrams got involved, his production company, Brad Robert, got involved, it got, oh, this is kind of... I like that. And I
don't really care about that segment of the film.
No.
The rest of it with just 3 people and being just that uncomfortable and close and...
Yeah.
It was very uncomfortable. I don't think I've ever felt that uncomfortable in a movie before.
Yeah,
I don't know. I disagree with Ben in the sense of these movie lists. Barton Fink's awesome, and that's generally underrated.
Yes, absolutely. But again, John Goodman is the less than heroic character.
I'm not saying that Mike's list is bad. I just don't see anything from left field there.
Oh, so Harry Potter. Jaws is just awesome still. Just consistently awesome. Jaws is just awesome.
Sorry, Mike. I apologise.
Plastic Shark, don't care. It's just so good.
Anyway, I apologise, Mike.
You don't have to. You can say my film taste is shit, and we can be okay with that.
No, it's not. It's not shit. It just disappointed me. I expected it to be out there, zany.
Oh, there's
Pulling
element
it
of
from.
but there's
the
also
thing is-
Raising Arizona. I'd go further into Raising Arizona. Redefined how I look at cinema. I'd say.
I've not seen that yet. I picked it because it was cheap and intend to watch it soon.
I think I watched it when it was first on Channel 4 when I was fairly young, like teenager, and I think that changed the way I look at films.
Anyway, should we wrap this podcast up?
Yeah, let's turn into the who.
In 2
Alex?
days,
Oh God!
in 2 days, I have a game of Casual Magic. I'm looking forward to it.
End this now, Alex. End
No.
it now so I can beat him to death.
Are you going to be playing Dinosaurs of the Caribbean?
What?
The newest expansion is Pirate Dinosaurs.
No, I've just got legacy cards.
Oh.
I've got a white weenie deck that I want to try out. So, because I am a white weenie.
I may edit the word deck out of that one.
Okay. Why don't you just alter it? A white weenie. Never mind.
Alex, end it now, for the love of God.
You've been listening to Elite Cadre, the L5R podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously. I've been Alex.
I've been Mike.
L5. I've been Kurt.
I've been trying to struggle with Alex's cacophony all the way through. My name's Benj.
Where did you get a name like that?
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, then.
Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Right, thank you to people who have listened to us all the way through. I need a drink and I'm going to go to bed.
Oh, you love us really, mate. We're
I
here
haven't
for you.
thrown anything heavy at you yet.
We're the spiritual successors.
We are the spiritual successor to boosted damage.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, we are. We're very
Well,
much
actually, no. The intention was we were the spiritual successor to Dragonstorm.
are. Yes, I think I'll go boosted damage like that.
So, well, given that I think we've now been running longer than boosted damage did.
I can't remember how many. Calendar-wise, definitely.
Yeah, not in terms of episodes because they just beat 100.
Yes.
Alex, are you actually going to go to any more tournaments now? Then,
Potentially.
that's good. I'm glad it kind of didn't put you off and kind of reinvigorated it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it particularly did either of those things, but if the opportunity arises, then yeah, I'll go to some tournaments. I'm kind of disappointed that I'm not going to the WTC this year.
What, in any capacity?
Yeah, I've been the last couple of years kind of volunteering, and I kind of, in retrospect
You
now...
Solo Masters ref, weren't you?
Solo Masters ref first year, and then I was WTC ref last year.
Oh, do you know what I've also discovered in a kind of I've discovered Rick and Morty.
I've tried watching that first episode twice. Just don't get it.
I don't like Rick and Morty.
I resisted it, and I said didn't like it, and then guys at work kept talking about it, and I was like, fine, I'll look at this thing. Oh my god, I can't. I'm nearly right up to date now.
I'm sorry. After Adventure Time and all that jazz,
It's better than Adventure Time.
Oh, okay, fine.
And better than both is a kids show called Gravity Falls.
Right, great.
Yeah, that is good.
Yep.
I'm sad at this rate. I probably won't be going to BonesCon, which is sad. But no.
I will try and get you onto the helper team bench, but as John says, it very much depends on the number of people who sign up.
I know. I'm not holding my horses, counting my sheep, whatever the fuck they call it. I don't know.
We're not allowed a lot of staff at the moment, and yeah.
I know.
But we'll try. Anyway, I am off because I genuinely am going to die now.
Oh.
So I shall see you fine people on another day.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Bye.